It was a very good wide receiver class. None of them went in the top 10. And so I think more so what we're seeing is that teams are saying, okay, is wide receiver a premier position? Do we need to pay for Kenny Golladay? Do we need to pay for Juju Smith-Schuster? And even Allen Robinson signs his franchise tag tender. We're seeing wide receivers understand that, we're not the reset the market guy. That's not who I am. I'm not that player. And so instead, I think they're taking smart deals, taking smart money.
So start your day with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. A baseball note, the White Sox will be without outfielder Eloy Jimenez up to 6 months. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Cameron Pratt, technical director Chris Ankoviak, I'm Jim Basquel. KJ and Z is next.
Coming up Friday, we'll send you into the weekend with another Bart Scott's Worst List. Maybe we'll get another Shallow How reference. This time, it has a March Madness spin. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, Friday morning on ESPN Radio. Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game. And now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job posting should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
I've got muscular dystrophy. That means my muscles are weak and it can be hard to breathe.
Now is a scary time for everyone, as we are at a higher risk for respiratory infections.
In good times and bad, the Muscular Dystrophy Association helps kids live with neuromuscular disease. The pandemic places more than 200,000 adults and children with muscular dystrophy at a greater risk.
Breathing is often hard when you live with a neuromuscular disease.
But the Muscular Dystrophy Association is here to help.
MDA is what ensures they receive critical medical care at one of over 150 care centers across the U.S.
During COVID-19, kids like me are at a greater risk.
The Muscular Dystrophy Association needs your support now more than ever.
COVID-19 won't stop us. To learn how you can help, please visit helpmda.org. Thank you.
COVID-19 affected many things this year, including regular vaccinations. Vaccines are safe, effective, and protect against serious diseases. Make sure you and your family are up to date on all vaccinations. Together, we can keep each other safe and healthy. Let's stay protected together. Get vaccinated today. For more information, visit health.pa.gov. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
What is hope? Hope to me was just that he would get to come home. I had no idea how hard it would be once he got back.
I wish she'd stop drinking so much. She thinks it's helping, but it's not. I hope she sees that soon.
I act like I don't care if he comes to my games, but I hope he does.
I used to hope he'd find happiness again. Now I hope our marriage makes it.
I hope Grandpa will get help. He thinks it's too late, but it's not.
With everything that he's going through, I hope he sees a counselor. I just want my brother back.
I hoped he'd get help. Stop hoping things would get better on their own. He told me to stop asking. I didn't. Then one day he asked for a ride.
Hope is knowing there are other families just like yours that the veterans they love got help and recovered. Go to maketheconnection.net and turn hope into action.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Oh, we're going to make it a memorable Friday for you. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I understand, Pat, they're considering changing the name 97.5 The Sweatshop. Is that the proposed name? Because
if you don't like the heat, go back to Albuquerque.
Because it's like an interrogation going on right in here. Bob Cooney, I saw sweat coming off his brow. He never has sweat. He's always well moisturized.
But it's clean hot
warm.
air.
It is. It is clean hot air?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I think one of us is going to be forced to confess something before 7 o'clock. They don't get this air conditioning working in here. Well, you know what, though? We all had hot water this morning. Bradford White water heaters made sure of that. Bradford White here for the pro. Now, I'll need a second shower after I go home today. So I hope Bradford White's ready for the challenge as we get rolling. And then Coach comes in and this is what everybody will do. Coach comes in to check.
Look at the thermostat.
Did they do it right? They maybe didn't do it right. They don't know how to work a thermostat. So Coach has got that going on. As we start the show today, a day that Daryl Morey joins us at 9:30. So you don't want to miss that. A day that our own Devon Givens will join us for his first appearance on the John Kincade Show. So I'm looking forward to that. Coming up at 8:10 today. So we'll have a lot of fun talking about what was a big day yesterday. I will tell you this again, the full disclosure routine. I tried a different routine last night because I'm getting used to mornings. It's the 76ers and Lakers. I want to see it. So I tried to nap a little bit in the afternoon. Then I went to the couch to watch the Sixers. And I lay on the couch, made it through the first quarter, fell asleep in the second for like 15 minutes, woke up, fell asleep again, woke up at halftime, fell asleep again. They're up by like 15 or something, and I said, okay, I can go to bed on this one. And I realized that I can't. Lakers almost came back, but the Sixers come away with a victory, and that is a beautiful thing right off the trade deadline. Now, on the other hand, I was wide awake for that Flyers game, and Flyers, you are losing me. And I would imagine you're losing a large percentage of your fan base with the product you're putting out right now. The worst performance ever by a Flyers team in March, defensively. They're giving up almost 5 goals a game, and boy, does it seem worse. And completely lost. And I'm not going to tell you about the whole goaltending situation and Carter Hart, but now this should be the cautionary tale for all of you to just say, let's not anoint people before they actually put up a real resume before we appoint them. But as we start, I am a bottom line black and white guy. Overly analytical. I measure everything way too much. But it all comes down to this for me when I review the 76ers trade deadline. I did not want the 76ers to mess with their chemistry. Of all of us on the show, I was the most cautious about wanting to do anything. A little scared. I didn't want them to get rid of any key young players or players that I thought might develop into something. I wanted them to get more depth on their second unit. Oh, and yes, I also wanted Korkmaz to be not in their 8-man top rotation in the playoffs. I'm doing the math in my head, and we're going to check with Bob's big brain, and Jamie will chime in here, and this is because I say mission accomplished. The team has depth. They got better on the second unit, and their shooting threes they got more weapons, and they pushed a marginal player out of the playoff rotation. To me, all good. Question is it all good by you? And that's where we begin the 6 o'clock hour with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and the coach, Eric Camille. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic on a balmy Friday morning here in studio. Bob, all good by me. I say all good. I don't have any gripes about what went down yesterday.
No, I don't either. It can be recent bias because they're playing so well. But the more we talked it out over the last couple of weeks, I think we all kind of came into agreement that, I don't know, is getting rid of Danny Green really the good thing to do? And he made us look like geniuses last night by hitting, I think he hit 9 3-pointers and 28 points. But, yeah, less is more in my book. Kyle Lowry, you bring him in, I understand what kind of talent he is, but you have to look past just this season a little bit. You have to realize what's what. Look, it's always going to be in the NBA. You're going to try to get 3 stars, and then you're going to try to just put pieces around them, right? But there has to be a tinge of rookie salaries, guys that you draft, progressing them and having them in the rotation. You get rid of a Maxey and a Thibault to go all in for this year, well, then it makes it more that you're going to do that every year and every year and every year. And what they did yesterday, I was absolutely fine with. And if that's the model that they're going to do, that it's going to try to just bring in veterans to surround the 3 stars and whatever else you have, I'm okay with that.
What is completely clear to me, Jamie, is the talking heads around the NBA and the talking heads that do sports talk radio like us completely overvalued Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I think
there was not a market for Kyle Lowry that was being made by media, talk show host, and everybody alike, and I raise my hands. There wasn't a market for the guy. People didn't evaluate.
I think there was a market. I think they overplayed their hand. I think they were demanding too much value in return. And look, Masai might be sending a message to the league that he's not going to be taken advantage of type of thing. But they dug in, and once the extension talk started to spread that he wants 2 years and $50 million, that's when I, even as an outsider, extreme outsider, started going, all right, Kyle, calm down there, Kyle. But George Hill's a guy I've wanted here for the last 2 years. I think he's that perfect veteran backup, can shoot, can handle the rock. He's a good fit for a bench unit point guard. And you didn't really give up much. Tony Bradley, okay. But, some second rounders, no big deal to me. The Sixers are better this morning, than they were yesterday morning. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
They give up second rounders when my daughter, who is a junior in high school, will be out of college.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, you got him for nothing.
You got it.
Tony Bradley was expiring money anyway.
People wondering about that.
No,
what did they give up? I said,
nothing.
Okay, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about a bill that's going to come due in 6 years about second-round draft picks.
Yeah. And look at the way they're playing basketball right now. Now, it's a depleted Lakers team, but you have to look deeper into that. They're playing good. Last night was such a choppy game. It was hard to watch, and I don't know how I made it all the way through it. But
he did either.
They're just playing winning basketball. It's that mentality that I talked about before that they had on the road last year. In the back of their minds, they knew that somehow they were going to lose the game, or they knew the other team was going to win the game. That's not the case anywhere with them anymore. They know they're going to win games. They really have that mentality. They don't know how it's going to come about, but they just get it done.
I love this team's confidence right now. They haven't had Joel Embiid in how many games? And you're right. And they walk into the gym and they're like, we got this.
They might be 9-1 without him.
And that is the massive difference between this year's team and last year's team. Where last year's team, when Embiid would go out, it would be like, okay, well, we'll just wait till the big fella comes back. This year's team and the veteran leadership, and one of those guys is Danny Green. It's a different mindset and mentality.
I love this. This club is the most exciting thing, honestly, since my return.
You want
home.
some stats that'll make it move?
Yes.
Sixers' last 10 games. This is courtesy of Josh Traeger, who works on the Sixers broadcast.
Yeah,
Their record is 9-1. Their defensive rating is 101.3. Their net rating plus 13, points per game 120. They lead the NBA in all those.
Okay, fans don't understand what that means. The average fan doesn't understand what that means.
They lead the NBA in record, defensive rating, net rating, and points per
defensive rating?
It's how the analytic, it's basically like
because when you start throwing numbers like that out, you
points
lose
per 100 possessions.
Three-quarters of the fans do not have any idea what that's.
Just know that they're leading the league in the NBA in defense and offense over the last 10 games.
That's freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And they don't
that's
have
without Joel Embiid.
Without Joel Embiid.
Well, and also, so they trade Bradley yesterday, right? So he's not available last night. Dwight Howard stupidly gets thrown out of the game last night. That
was weird.
The only center you have on your team plays like 6 minutes and gets thrown out. Now, they talked to Doc Rivers after the first quarter, TNT does, and he says, yeah, I don't know. I'm like the next biggest guy on the bench. We'll see what happens. Now, look, It's schematically to say that it is so hard to just put 5 guys out there and say, all right, I know somebody's out of position at all times because you don't have a legit center, but let's just make it happen. That's how good Doc Rivers is.
You got B-ball Paul.
That was absolutely Dwight Howard. So that was selfish Dwight Howard showing himself. Dwight Howard, there was something with the Lakers. It's something I'm going to show out. I'm going to make a statement. That was old Dwight Howard last night.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been ejected, though. He started it. He was the instigator. He started it, but that's not ejectable. Come on.
You really don't think so?
Harold shoved him.
You don't think so?
He was getting up on him on an inbounds play, and Harold shoved him. Like the first one, he went out of his way, walked into him.
Correct.
Okay. The second one,
he was in a mood last night.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was in a mood last night.
He was in a mood.
It was all about Lakers didn't believe in me.
Harold
Lakers
took his spot.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
So he was all up in his feelings.
But I didn't think he should have been ejected.
But he went out with an agenda list.
Sure.
Yeah, so he got the first technical, and then he just kept it up. And I'm sure at one point one of the refs said, like, Dwight, you already have one technical. Keep it up. You're going to be gone. At that point, he's got to start to bring it back a little bit. They interviewed Doc Rivers after the first quarter, and they asked him about it, and he's like, clowns.
Exactly.
They're both clowns.
Exactly.
They're both acting like clowns tonight.
It's
and
terrible.
And you could tell he was pissed off like a father.
And he
Doc
should
is
be
such a
pissed off.
dad. He's
and he
such
should
a
be
dad.
pissed off.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that could have been a loss last night because of that decision, selfish decision that Dwight Howard's making it all about him. That could have been cost him a game.
Yeah, I agree with Jamie, though. He shouldn't have been kicked out for it.
Yeah, he should. I agree with that, too, but he was acting like an ass.
I've seen him do similar things in other games, and he's not kicked out. We don't even bring it up.
As they pointed out last night, though, in the studio show, you don't know what's being said.
That's a good point.
Which
I
leads to it, too.
And you
don't know
wonder,
what's being
too,
run.
you wonder the emotion that was going on with Dwight because he's getting his ring that night with a lot of former teammates. You don't buy into that?
Jamie. Well, no, he's trying to show off. He made it all about him last night. Hey, with thousands of technician job openings nationwide, you can train to pursue an automotive career. Let UTI show you jobs in demand and how you can get trained in less than a year. That's uti.edu. Draft Lines comes up tonight with Jamie and Devon at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
And you got him a tasty item.
I did, and I love our show with DraftKings Sportsbook, but I did, yes. I didn't want to force the taste of treat for Devon. And yesterday, I wanted it to come to me. And yesterday I was at Wawa, got myself a delicious club sandwich. I'm sitting there. I look over, and there's a little Reese's cake display case.
Reese's cake?
So it's like a chocolate shortcake with the peanut butter topping covered in chocolate.
I also went over.
I went there.
I also went over yesterday, and I was at my Wawa in Ardmore. Met the crew over there.
Fine club sandwiches.
Really
at Wawa.
good. I did not choose to do that. But that is
I would highly recommend.
Brian in the Northeast joins us on The Fanatic. Brian, welcome in. How are you, brother?
Hey, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good, man.
Great.
Hey, look, I don't know if you guys heard it on the radio broadcast, but when they got their rings last night, the Lakers, Howard got his and Green got his. Well, when Howard put his on the finger, the radio guys, Howard put his on his middle finger. So you knew it wasn't going to be a good night.
Yeah. I'm going to ask John. It's too early. Is it too early in the morning to text somebody on the West Coast?
Yeah. Or too late at night.
John Ireland. I'd like to see what John Ireland,
Is he a night owl?
If he caught that. How about I wait till like... no, you can't.
It's a little early.
What about an email?
You really can't.
What about, do you have an email?
There's no way. Yeah, I have his email.
Yeah, I would email him because email doesn't wake you up like a text message.
Okay, we can maybe do
we
that.
want him to wake up. Text him.
Hey, download the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You get the best in live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, Bob's bringing up that sometimes less is more. And that's part of this, Bob. When you look at this at a trade deadline, you evaluate. And sometimes it's a little less. It ain't bad.
Yeah, it's funny. I had some stuff to do yesterday, but I met up with my friends real quick before I did to get a little bite to eat. And
a beverage?
One of the guys. No, I had a lot to do yesterday. I might have had one. So, yeah, but one of my friends walked in and kind of kiddingly was like, "Oh, they're getting rid of Danny Green and somebody else for that." And when he said it, and I knew he was kind of kidding because I had my phone right there and was getting all the updates. But I really felt it come over me like, wow, I really don't want Danny Green to go. I just thought it was too much all in, all right now. And, Coach, whatever you did, we're getting a breeze in here.
Yeah,
so
now
good
we got a
job by you.
breeze. Coach did it, baby.
So I just really felt it come upon me. Like, I didn't want too much to change with this team because of how they're going right now. I don't think I could have asked Daryl Morey to do more of what I wanted. Now, whether it's right or not, I don't know. But more of what I wanted than he did yesterday, and that's why I say less is more. I thought he just made a really good move, up that second unit. You already have a terrific starting five. This is a real contending team now, and people nationally listening to a lot of stuff yesterday are really starting to realize it. Like, watch out for these Sixers.
I always thought less is Bowen.
Less is Bowen. That is true.
I've always been told that. I'm trying to figure out, Jamie, though, with less is more, does it mean that Daryl Morey believed in what he had and wasn't going to mess it up, or did he just feel that he's walking into the showroom and they want too much for that car?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think Lowry became way too much. And that's what always made me feel good.
What's Masai doing, though? He's supposed to be this brilliant guy.
I think it's a bad move on their part.
Now he's got an asset that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Nobody was willing to pay what he thought it was worth, and now he's stuck with it.
Yeah, but that's what always made me feel good about having Daryl and Elton together. Elton has an eye for talent. Daryl knows value in the league. So you combine them together, and I just felt confident that they weren't going to overpay for something. So to Bob's point, like, they had a line in the sand. Once Matisse and Maxey started getting in the mix, plus future picks for Lowry, like, that's laughable. You walk away, and it's nice to have that confidence in a front office that they're not going to overpay and, jeopardize what you already have, because I had those same Danny Green fears. And why mess with what's working?
Okay, now all the talk of Kyle Lowry, and I'm just going to revisit this. The NBA spoke loudly yesterday as to what they feel Kyle Lowry's got left in the tank.
Yeah.
I mean, Egan's shaking his head.
I think it had more to do with the fact that teams were wondering if this was a rental or a long-term buy because of his contract. I don't think teams wanted to give up draft picks, young players, if it was a situation where he wanted to just hit free agency anyway.
I was told last night he's going to Miami.
In the offseason. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
it
wouldn't surprise me. It said if you're betting your money, bet that he's going to be a member of the Miami Heat for the next couple years. So he's going to sign a deal with them. So Miami said, though.
Yeah, why would we give up?
We were in the finals last year, though. Yeah. And they said Kyle Lowry and giving up players and everything doesn't help us get to the finals.
Exactly. So they go out, they rent Victor Oladipo,
which I like that move better.
And then because they gave up nothing for him, and then they're going to end up signing Kyle Lowry in the offseason, and boom.
And reportedly, the smoke now, a lot of it later in the night, it was smoke that the West Coast teams had that much interest in Kyle Lowry. That was reportedly created smoke by Toronto. Toronto trying to make people believe that the Clippers, earlier in the week, they were trying to make people believe the Clippers were involved till the Clippers sort of let it be known, we're not shopping for Kyle Lowry. And then the Lakers, yesterday was, the Lakers are going after him. And then reportedly that was a lot of smoke.
Well, that was a windy. There was a
smoke.
Somebody had a windy on there, yeah.
The
When did
Toronto do?
You had to take the stairs.
Yeah.
To go from the
did Toronto do Kyle Lowry wrong yesterday by asking too much?
Yes.
Did Kyle Lowry do himself wrong by getting out there that he wanted $50 million over 2 years? What it stinks to me of, not stinks because I think Toronto did the right thing. I think Kyle Lowry ultimately wanted to stay there, and I think they said, all right, but we're going to offer you, but we're going to ask for a boatload of stuff, with the idea that we probably won't get it and you probably will be here. That's why he put out 2 years, $50 million. That's just what it bled to me. I kept thinking, wow, does he really want to leave?
But he does want to leave in the offseason. Reportedly, everybody is the consensus that he wants out at the end of the year. So what are you sticking around for?
Yeah, I thought they bungled it.
I think they bungled it.
They could have bungled it, but like you said, besides, he's too good of a businessman.
He's so smart.
Lowry's he's a veteran. He knows the league better than anyone. It just seemed to me that somebody didn't want him to go, it seemed like. And whether it was Masai asking for too much, knowing he wouldn't get it, and Lowry put a little hand in there saying, I'm not sure, I just read, maybe I want to finish out this year. Yeah, if I go anywhere, I want 2 years, $50 million. Because that turned off some teams.
Me.
I had an agent who said, Pat, that the number one thing that he learned in business and being an agent was that never trust the talent to understand their value. And I think Kyle Lowry's camp screwed this up too by letting it out like what he was looking for, because it's obvious the NBA doesn't value him at that kind of level anymore.
Yeah, it didn't help. I mean, because if you're the Sixers, why are you giving up Maxey and 2 firsts or Maxey Thibault and 2 firsts for a guy that you don't even know if he will sign an extension? I mean, it makes no sense.
That trade literally didn't make sense because the money wouldn't have matched. I don't know why that got so much legs to it.
Well, then that's why you'd think it would have been a 3-team deal.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't
be going to Golden State. But like, you look at the package that the Lakers were reportedly trying to offer or didn't want to give up, and it was like the big piece was a nice rotational guy.
That's why it wasn't true.
You know, that's what I mean. Like like the Sixers package was all like really nice young players, and then it just none of it made sense.
I heard the Mike Missinelli show yesterday afternoon working this through in their heads. The Lakers during like the 2:00 hour, they're working it through in their heads, and they're going, boy, the Sixers offer would be so much better than what the Lakers are offering. And I'm like, so it's not real, guys. It's not real. That was never going to be real. That was never going to be an option. Messiah Jerry's not. He's not an idiot.
No. So that's
that deal.
That's why I think ultimately what somebody wanted to happen in Toronto happened. This wasn't them being dumb and asking for too much. There's controlled something going on there. Yeah, something was up.
But it's like even as I heard them talking through it, they're going, man, this Lakers deal, they can't match what the Sixers can offer. And I'm saying, of course they can't. That's why it's not real. Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
They're not going to, and Toronto's not going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to give you the Lifetime Achievement Award. We're going to take a crappy deal over here instead of taking a really good deal over here. I'm glad they didn't make a deal.
If I'm a T. Thibault, I feel real good about myself today and yesterday because they weren't moving him. And that was, according to some reports, that was a key.
And Toronto wanted him.
That they didn't want to give him up. And so if I'm a T, and he had a good game last night, put in 23 minutes, got you 4 steals.
How much do you think we can get out of Morey today?
I think, yeah.
You think I can make him cry like Oprah?
No, I don't think you could do that. No,
I don't want to hear him cry.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to like drop a bomb like, sort of like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Do you think he's going to say something that's going to like make graphic headlines around the country?
No, but I do think he'll be honest. I mean, there's going to be some things he's not going to say, as we all know, right. But I think he'll be honest. That's what I get out of Daryl Morey. I think they're an honest GM group.
That means we're 3 hours outside of Daryl Morey right here on the show, so you're going to want to be here for that. You're also going to have a chance to win a fabulous prize later on in the show. How about that? We'll tell you all about that. To our YouTubers and our Twitch.tv viewers, good morning. And for everybody streaming, we love you, and thanks for hanging out with us early. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. There is college hoops action all weekend long. It's going to be absolutely awesome. When you have the Parx Casino Sportsbook app, you absolutely get an amazing, amazing way to be able to consume the product. Hundreds of ways for you to be able to bet on college hoops, plus live in-game play-by-play betting, which is awesome too. And new customers, make your first bet. Futures bet, live in-game bet, any sports bet at all, risk-free up to $500. Plus, there's a $50 free bet with no deposit for new customers right now. There is no reason why you wouldn't jump in this weekend. If you think you know who's going to win the tournament, place a futures bet now before they have to win 4 more games and really cash in later. I'll visit Parx Casino tomorrow. My cousin Joanne and I are going to head up. I'm going to play some cards, but I love Parx Casino. But that sportsbook app makes me feel like I'm in the casino, even if I'm sitting on my own couch. Right now, check it on out. The Parx Casino Sportsbook app. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Every day, someone comes up to me and says, Amy, how amazing is Xfinity Internet? And I always say, guys, I could go on and on about how it gives you more than just fast speeds for all your work, school, and everything from home needs, but I have places to be. And then I'd also mention you get reliable in-home Wi-Fi coverage and protection from network threats, but I gotta run. I have a thing. Really, it happens all the time. Can your internet do that?
Get started with Xfinity Internet for $39.99 a month for 12 months with no term contract required, and get advanced security free with the X5 Gateway. Just activate through the Xfinity app. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay and 6/20/21. Restrictions apply. New Performance Pro Internet customers only. Equipment, taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
If this warmer weather has you looking for a new vehicle, maybe a nice convertible, you'll find it at North Penn Mazda on Route 309 in Colmar. Check out the gorgeous brand new state-of-the-art showroom. Enjoy incredible lease deals, low financing offers, and other incentives. And North Penn Mazda is ready to serve you wherever you're comfortable, whether that's on the phone, online, or in person in the brand new showroom. Find your next Mazda at North Penn Mazda. The right experience, the right choice. NorthPennMazda.com.
Stop breathing all your germs on me.
Stop breathing all your germs on me. Oh, that didn't work.
No, it didn't.
The Bryant Evolution Air Purifier works so well it captures and kills up to 99% of select viruses and bacteria. And Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors will do whatever it takes to provide your family with this healthier, cleaner air, including great financing offers on a new energy-efficient system. To find a Pierce Phelps Bryant contractor near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes, we're all ready for spring. Now's the time to get ready for spring projects with help from the Home Depot. Install a brand new faucet, lay down fresh new flooring, roll on a bright new coat of paint. Need to figure square footage or paint coverage? Our project calculators will do the math. Do it all from our app and get delivery right to your door. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with innovative help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
911, what's your emergency?
This car, an SUV, it was going across, it went around the barrier and the train. Oh God.
Ma'am, did a train hit an SUV? Is that what happened?
Yes, the train is still going. The train is going and the car, I can't believe it.
You can't judge the speed of an approaching train. That's why the signals are there. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
DSC. There are so many razors out there. How do you choose which one's right for you? Well, at Dollar Shave Club, we got you. With a 6-blade cartridge for daily shavers with short hair and a 4-blade cartridge for less frequent shavers with longer hair. Still confused? Well, we put both blades in one new starter box, so you can test drive both. Check out dollarshaveclub.com/ESPN, dollarshaveclub.com/ESPN, and visit DSC at your nearest store. You've got questions, we got answers. Welcome to the club.
Now at a store near you.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo?
Yes.
It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
What do you get when you talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands there's an art to listening, who's able to hear more than what's being said, and can provide tailored small business solutions that make you feel truly heard. For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud and solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to talk to an advisor today who's ready to help with all your small business needs. 877-ASK-DELL.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspect your fire protection systems and devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready.
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Don't miss Power Pro Equipment's tax-free lawn and garden sale event March 26th and 27th. Get the equipment you need and Power Pro will pay the tax on your purchase. Power Pro Equipment in Malvern and Quakertown. While you're there, check out the Mahindra tractor line. Mahindra tractors have a heavy-duty steel frame and more built-in weight so you can safely do more work. Come see Mahindra's full line from subcontract to utility tractors. Power Pro's tax-free days March 26th and 27th. Online at powerproequipment.com.
Hello? We just made your listening experience easier. 97.5 The Fanatic is now on radio.com. Radio.com. Check it out now.
Hey, guys, I've been betting the tournament this year on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because on FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. It doesn't matter who you're betting on. New users get up to $1,000 in-site credit if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel has odds on all the action, an easy-to-use app, and always-on promotions, so your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. Now, you got the local team going tomorrow. Villanova, they're getting 7.5 against Baylor. Loyola, I love giving 7 to Oregon State. And then Michigan, the team that I picked to win it all, they're giving 2.5 to Florida State. FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. Yes, you. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You just use promo code Bob so they know I sent you. FanDuel just gave away $1 million, and they're going to be doing it again soon before the end of the tournament. So sign up now. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing, risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Little premature ejaculation there by...
My fault. He said I pointed too early.
You pointed too early?
It got me all excited, and it's premature.
When Bob points... He points like a basketball coach pointing to somebody on the court.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah, he does.
He does. He points like he's directing you on a court. I'm just sort of wave a hand. Bob's pointing like, get over there. You missed your man. My God, I told you to rotate. Would you rotate? Seriously.
Never yelled.
I think Bob was trying to say.
You were not a yeller?
Nope.
I was
didn't
not
call out plays, didn't yell. It was hand signals all the time.
I was never a yeller during a game. I took 1 2-minute penalty in my entire coaching career where I took a bench minor. I never rode officials. Never ever thought that. I didn't think it was fair to take, especially high school ice hockey or club hockey. You're playing some pretty elite travel hockey, but I didn't feel was where I shouldn't make myself put my players at a deficiency.
Oh, when I was coaching Wissahick and 5th and 6th graders, I rode those refs' asses.
I'm not shocked. The Hoagie Mouse would be proud of you.
Somebody played in a championship game last night.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Pat, did you bring home a title?
No, I did not.
I didn't ask you the result because I wanted to wait till we were on air.
See, I wanted
Game 3 is Monday night. I can leave you guys tickets if
so
you want.
So you won game 1, 7-0, right?
Okay, 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0. I didn't play that game.
Sensitive
the trend here, right?
Yeah. So you played last night, you lost.
I played last night, we lost. But here's the best part. We're down, I think 5-1, and I sat myself.
Did the play-by-play...
And we came back.
Did the play-by-play guy...
we lost 5-4.
On the broadcast, did the play-by-play guy, when you were down 5-1, did he say, you really got to like the fight, though?
He did.
In the guys tonight.
It's interesting you say that because...
Did he say, blue paint? It's in the blue paint!
We played so late that I invited a couple play-by-play guys, and I can't say on air what they told me, but they didn't show up. Let's just say that.
No call! No call!
There weren't calls.
I heard you on the bench doing the no call! No call! Unbelievable. Hey, today's John Kincade Show Takeover is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long, you got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I am very, very concerned this morning about Clarence Alexander. Clarence is watching the show this morning for the first time on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube or twitch.tv, Clarence is watching and he says, I listen to the show every day and it's cool to be able to watch the show and see what you guys look like.
Welcome in to the Nut House, Clarence.
We love you, Clarence, but we apologize.
Yeah, I don't think we're fascinating anybody with our... Well, John apparently thinks he does, but we're not fascinating
Have you ever looked
anybody
when he locks eyes with the camera? He
really,
I
do like to give it a little lock eyes.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll lock eyes for that.
I asked Jamie last week, where are the cameras? I didn't even know where the cameras were.
Bob, it's right in front of you.
I don't
It's this big white robotic-looking thing.
It's that thing that blocks the television from that point.
Yeah.
But, a little emphasis for the... little bit extra for the YouTubers at home. We'll do that. Sometimes I'll lower the zipper a little bit.
Sorry, what?
Really?
Oh my
Lower
God.
the zipper on the pullover. Give the ladies something a little extra on a Friday.
Is it 10 o'clock yet?
Come on, Pat.
Yeah, can we leave? This show just got canceled.
I just throw up in my mouth.
They're bringing back Mike and Mike.
Please. Now, guess what? You couldn't drag Golick back. You couldn't drag him off the golf course to go do that again. When that book is written, that will be one for the ages.
When this book is written, this is going to be one for the ages, and it's only been a couple months.
We got to get a lot more. We got to get a lot more to be able to do that. The weird thing is that you people, I'm convinced you people think you're the normal ones. That's what is the most fascinating part.
Wait, you think you're normal?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
know I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not
But
normal.
I look at the people around this place and it's like I fully embrace. I'm the one who says, I know I'm not. I know I'm Sheldon. But I walk around this place and people think they're normal. And I'm like, okay, this place is a nut house. It's a nut house.
No, I'm normal.
No.
You guys are the weird ones.
No, it's like if they were writing a sitcom. If there was a sitcom writer, they would sit in the lobby and just take notes on everybody in this building.
Coach is normal.
Yeah, right.
Seriously? Maybe
Out of the five of us, who's the most normal?
Normal?
Probably you?
Yeah.
I would think probably Bob.
Yeah.
Most normal, probably Bob.
Yeah, Coach does have. There's skeletons.
Coach doesn't eat.
I think I'm more normal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think I'm more normal.
Oh, no, you're number
than,
5,
I think
John,
I'm more
trust us.
normal than the other. Get out of here. Not
no,
the other.
it's not even close.
Oh, my gosh, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
Vote, guys?
Well, you don't ask the jury who's the ugliest guy in the room.
Yesterday we did a jury, and we got basically a guy who was doing beer hits with you back in high school in the glory days. That was the first caller.
Will you stop trying to poison the jury pool?
But he went against you too, didn't he?
Yeah, he went for
No,
him.
he
that
went
guy
for
went
me.
for
That
him.
guy
Oh,
went
did he?
for me.
Okay, okay.
Yes. And then I had a bunch of emails from people going, but you didn't drink in high school. And I'm like, I didn't. And I really did. I did not drink in high school. That did not mean that didn't mean that I didn't go to parties. No, you know why, Pat? Because I saw too many people that I didn't respect that were big drinkers. So I stayed away from drinking. So I didn't drink till I was probably 18, 19.
Oh, that's so weird.
Because I saw drunks.
Why is that weird?
Because I saw drunks, and I didn't respect them. So I had seen some people that I didn't respect the way when they drink. So I didn't drink till I was a college kid.
Oh, real men drink.
So I did not.
Don't come over to my house on Thirsty Thursdays, then.
Hey, Pets Plus Natural, locally owned and operated for over 30 years with the area's largest selection of all-natural pet foods, treats, and supplies. To keep your furry loved ones happy and healthy, visit petsplusnatural.com. Except my Uncle Yummy making me have a Manhattan the day of my dad's funeral.
And you were a senior in high school then, right?
Yes. And my dad drank Manhattans.
My dad also.
What's in a Manhattan?
Sweet vermouth and bourbon.
Sweet vermouth, though.
Yeah, but only a splash. I mean,
it's bourbon. It's a bourbon
cherry,
drink.
right?
And a cherry.
It's a bourbon drink. It's cherry. But there's one other.
Triple sec?
That's pretty much
That's it? Okay.
I mean,
we should know. Jamie was a bartender.
It's not a.
My new one is a Belvedere. It's a sweet vermouth Campari and bourbon.
It's not a tasty item.
I like them.
You do like it?
I mean, you have to like bourbon.
You have to like. See, I'm not a big bourbon guy.
I love bourbon.
You know, who's a big bourbon guy?
Doc.
Paul over in sales.
Is he really?
Oh,
He's
really?
a connoisseur of it.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
I'll have to talk some
I
shop
can
with
see
him.
that.
See, that's a good connoisseur.
I can see Paul Blake being a connoisseur of bourbon.
He's a connoisseur of sales.
I wonder if he's had the Pappy Van Winkle.
What's that?
The Pappy Van Winkle. That's like the most sought after, one of the most sought after bourbons.
It's like a menage a trois of wines, right, Coach?
Yeah, they only make a certain amount at a distillery in Kentucky, and it's a limited release, so everybody kind of goes nuts for the Pappy Van Winkle. Like a shot in town, there's one bar I know of, a shot costs, I want to say $80.
A bourbon.
Yeah, like 2 ounces of Pappy Van Winkle.
The place on Lancaster Avenue that I told you about is a fantastic bourbon bar.
Yeah.
Applebee's?
And they've got. I don't do chains, Pat. As you know, I do not do chains well. I don't really like the chains.
That's my favorite bar.
By the way, one of my friend's favorite part of the show, and it was something that he loved about Pat Egan before this guy ever worked with me, was the idea that whenever Pat chimes in with when we're trying to figure something out and Pat chimes in with like Breaking Bad. It's his favorite bit. His favorite bit of the show is you.
I'm just trying to help us out. I'm just trying to help you guys figure out the answer.
Okay, so, Jamie, as we're talking yesterday, the Miami Heat are a team that got better.
Yes.
But you say you ain't afraid of no ghost.
No, not.
You're afraid of Ghost on the fly.
Yeah, I'm terrified of him.
We're all terrified.
So terrified that I stopped watching. I can't even have him in my presence. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt the Heat got better yesterday. They got Oladipo. It appears they're going to get LaMarcus Aldridge. Portland is trying to make a small push there for him, but it looks like he's going there. And the guy whose name I can never pronounce properly, Bzdiuk. God,
Brizdikas?
No.
Bzdiuka. No.
Don't say it 3 times.
I can't. I literally can't say this guy's name.
Beetlejuice.
Now you got
Andrew can say it perfectly.
Yeah.
Come on, do it.
Bizlicia or something.
Bizlicia.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever. He's a shooter. And
the shooting guy from out west.
He's a rat because the Sixers signed him and then he bailed on that contract.
He's a rat.
Yeah. They got better. They did. LaMarcus Aldridge is purely an offensive player at this point in his career. He's a complete defensive liability. But he's probably a slight improvement over what they had. And Victor Oladipo he's tough. He's a pesky kind of pain in the ass guard, but he's a high volume guy, not incredibly efficient. I don't love him, but I recognize he's good. So they got better. Something about the Heat still doesn't really strike fear in me. And that might be short-sighted and foolish on my part because they have one of the best coaches in the NBA.
And
they
Bob,
do.
That's where it concerns me is that I don't want the guy who I already think is one of the best tacticians in the NBA in Eric Spoelstra. I don't want him having more chess pieces to play with.
And Oladipo is that. He's an in-your-grill type of guy like we talked about yesterday.
Pain in the ass.
And when you give a really good defensive coach, a guy that wants to play defense, we may not have seen the best of Victor Oladipo defensively. So that is a concern moving forward with the Sixers. But, yeah, I'm kind of with Jamie. Like, you sit back. You have to watch the Sixers, and I can't wait to talk to Daryl Morey about this. How much does he keep an eye on other teams and what they're doing, and does it have to do with what he decides to do? But I didn't come away overwhelmingly like, damn, the Sixers didn't do this, or, oh, damn, other teams did that. And Miami probably made out the best in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
But to Jamie's point, and I'm there too, it wasn't the, damn, I can't believe they got him.
There is let's put it this way. There's a lot of people who believe that the Nets are set.
They might get JJ.
You think the Nets
went to Dallas.
You think the Nets are set, Pat?
I think they'll add one more on the veteran buyout market.
I wonder which way they'll go.
They're pretty much set, yeah.
I mean, I looked last night, and I'm not, Bob, I don't look at a roster the way you do. I'm not as scientific, but I looked at it last night and said, what do the Nets need? And the veteran buyout market, I mean, what do they need?
Well, they need a perimeter defender.
But do they need?
Yeah, they need a perimeter defender.
Defense, right?
Or do you just say, look, let's go all in with scoring, and do they add somebody that they can bring off the bench that could, get you a little bit of that? It's kind of like throwing a chair off the Titanic. Does one perimeter defender really help you all that much when you're so deficient other places defensively? So do you load up on what you got?
Probably.
Do you load up offensively and say, all right, well, we got these three in the starting lineup. Let's look to load up on that second unit a little bit. So I think they're done, though, John. Even if they do make a move, I don't think it's going to be significant.
Okay, well, what if the whispers from last night come to realization and LaMarcus Aldridge becomes a member of the Heat?
Doesn't bother me.
Wow.
He's strictly an offensive player at this point in his career.
I got you.
He's a defensive sieve.
Yeah, who's he match
good.
up? Yeah.
But, he's going to get Toby.
Exactly.
And Toby's going to cook his ass.
Exactly. He's become an old man's game.
Yeah.
And he does it very well. But it doesn't equate when you're going against a Sixers team that wants to go up and down the floor. Exactly. Yeah.
And to the point with the Nets, this KD thing,
it's scary.
If it's just Harden and Kyrie leading them,
I'm fine with that.
Bring it on.
Kyrie couldn't lead a bachelor party to a strip club. I mean, seriously, the man has no leadership.
He's a quality Robin.
And on that team,
he's whatever Robin's sidekick is.
He's Aunt Harriet. I think.
Does Robin have somebody that he pees downstream on?
No. Alfred. No. Alfred put. Robin
Alfred's too cool.
Alfred put Robin in his place many times. Pat, I mean, you seemed concerned about that comparison.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't get my head around he peed downstream on him. After
he comes up with stuff that just stops me sometimes.
Yeah.
He peed on me.
After that, I didn't really hear much.
You sort of checked out, started listening.
Now I got a visual of Robin just, pissing on some guy.
But KD might, it's been a while now. It's going on over a month.
It's the silence to me.
Yeah.
That's to me the thing that I would be most concerned about if I'm a Nets fan. Is the silence about
I'm
it.
panicked if I'm a Nets fan. And look, they're still in a good situation.
Now,
they still have Harden.
Does this happen after the injury that he suffered before? Isn't this the injury that comes after that injury when you tear your Achilles? A lot of times these injuries come about.
Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier. Elton Brand came here from the Clippers a year after tearing his Achilles, and he had, problems. He had problems coming back, and we talked about his calves. His one calf that he had, the Achilles, was so much smaller than his other one. Oof. His movement was limited, and it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or just a normal dude like us. When you're compensating for one area, another area gets tweaked. And when these guys, professionals, are running as hard as they do and jumping as hard as they do, something's going to happen. It looks like that's what's happened.
And
to
even
Durant.
more concerning, I believe his hamstring was hurt that led to the Achilles.
No, that's what it was.
So if it's a recurring hamstring
it went
thing,
right down. It was hamstring, calf, Achilles, and now it looks like it's going back up.
Do hamstring injuries, though, and I'm sorry for my ignorance, are hamstring injuries, though, a recurring thing?
They're tricky.
Where if somebody gets them, they're prone to them?
Well,
I wouldn't have thought that.
As soon as you think it feels good and you're ready to go again, you go pull it again. So it's something you have to get right, or it can be kind of recurring, I think.
You heard him. You just go pull it again. Hey, download the
when in
Parks
doubt, pull it, John.
Download the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Don't ever doubt that. The best in live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You had something you wanted to bring to the table, Egan.
Yeah, I got an issue with all you guys.
Oh, let's air out our dirty laundry.
Is this a revenge?
45 minutes
busy week.
into a show?
Is this revenge on yesterday?
No.
Because you got schooled yesterday by the entire...
Schooled? I got schooled? No, I got thrown into the bus.
Paul Blake yelled at you.
Yeah, and then you sat back there and let it happen because you're not a foxhole guy.
I did, yeah.
No, that is not my beef, although we'll get into that later off air. But I don't think you guys even realize you did it. All three of you guys called me yesterday.
We usually do call you. We leave messages for each other.
And as soon as I see any of your names, I immediately send that bad boy straight to voicemail. And I ended up listening to him. And I noticed Bob, when he did it, I didn't realize he was calling me. But during our meeting, our little post-show meeting, Bob got up and excused himself and left me a voicemail.
I thought you had to go to the bathroom.
No, I just kind of, no.
Okay.
I just had something I needed to tell Pat. I didn't know this was going to be aired.
So he
I
called
thought you were,
during... Wait a minute, though. Are we allowed to do these things? Can we air voicemails?
Isn't there like a HIPAA
we'll find
rule?
out. No, we'll find out.
Wait a minute. I sent you a voicemail yesterday, but I don't believe it was... I thought it was meant in confidence.
Nope.
Okay.
Wow.
Not on this show.
So wait, all three of us left you an email yesterday?
A voicemail.
What did I say? Email, voicemail. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you're throwing... So Bob must have been vicious to somebody.
Well, I'm going to do Bob's first because Bob was the first one to call.
Yo, dude, I wanted to tell you during our post-show meeting what I think the Sixers are going to do, but John wouldn't shut the hell up, so I couldn't get it in. So I'm just telling you right now, I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're standing pat. I think they want to do something, but I don't think anything's going to happen. He's still talking over there in the background, so I'll talk to you later.
Wow, Pat, that's evil.
Okay, wait a minute. Bob, are you embarrassed now that that's been aired?
No, not at all. But I know Pat's not a... Foxholes come up a lot this week. Jamie got questioned yesterday by Pat. The both of them unfoxholed us this week. It turns out I unfoxholed you right there.
Okay.
Wow, this is a lot of division going on here.
I may have... Oh, gosh, I know what's coming. Now, look, what I said...
You want to say something?
What I said was not...
Didn't he say enough?
Oh, jeez.
John, not the time, okay? Don't plead your case now because Jamie was actually the second one to call me. All right. And I thought it was weird. I'm like, Jamie never calls me, texts me. But I, once again, sent straight to voicemail. This is what Jamie's message was.
Yo, dude, did you hear Bob talking during that one break? He's convinced they're going to get Lonzo Ball. What an idiot. The move's going to be George Hill. Bob thinks he knows his Sixers real insider, covered the team. Yeah, later.
Wow.
The two of you are obviously...
Wow. At least I tell you to your face you don't shut the hell
exactly,
At least
right.
I nailed it.
Exactly. I mean, look, that was...
all right.
That was a little...
All
You
right.
nailed it all right.
Okay, that was a little... All right.
So here's the best part.
There's
John,
a good part to all
The
this.
best part is that Bob's message was about 20 seconds. Jamie's message was about 22 seconds. John's message was 3.5 minutes long. No, it was a minute long. But then I got John's message, and here's what John had to say.
What's up, Patty Pat? I swear, every time management comes to me and says that we should get rid of you, you go on and you have a great Thursday like that. It just changes my opinion totally. Seriously, in that meeting, I know Jamie's doing the mock draft now, and we have that every Thursday. But does Jamie think he's like an NBA executive too? He was coming off so arrogant about like thinking exactly what the Sixers were going to do today. He really did. It seemed a little arrogant, got to tell you. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Just to prove Jamie wrong, I think Daryl Morey's doing almost nothing. My guess is there will be names acquired that we did not talk about on today's show. So I don't think it's going to be Oladipo. I don't think it's going to be Lonzo Ball. I don't think it's going to be Kyle Lowry. I think it's going to be something where he pulls a rabbit out of the hat, and it's a move that we didn't expect. That's my guess. But I'm sure NBA executive to be Jamie would have a different opinion on that. But, man, did you see Bob's face, too? He looked constipated. Talk to you, Mark.
Okay, now wait. Now, mine was obviously meant in good spirits.
No, it wasn't.
NBA executive insider Jamie nailed it.
It was obviously.
What's up now?
Yeah,
Give
because
kudos to where they go.
Well, he had obviously talked to Anthony Gargano and gotten the inside scoop. That's exactly
George
what
Hill had
Anthony's-
been mentioned on this show in the prior weeks.
Exactly what Anthony's scoop was at the beginning of the show yesterday. I mean, but mine was obviously.
Yeah, no,
Not
it was obvious. Yeah, I mean,
mean-spirited.
you're talking about a man's stomach problems. It's not funny. Don't laugh about it. And then I got a call from Coach.
Really?
No, I didn't get a call from Coach John because Coach leaves me alone.
Coach leaves you alone?
So that's my issue with all you guys. When we leave this place, I don't want to hear from you. I get 5 hours of you jagaloons, then in a post-show meeting, don't call me, don't text me, leave me the hell alone.
Well, that's nice. See, I think he's a little sensitive.
I'm not your confessional.
It seems like it.
After yesterday, he's a little sensitive. Because of what went down yesterday. He got beaten down in front of the whole Philadelphia community.
I missed it.
On the show.
Who beat him down? What was I? Was I sleeping?
The public literally tore him apart for Cheesesteak Gate.
When you
Which,
guys
by
brought
the
up
way, is
Paul
the
Blake,
first-
I thought there was something going
What
on.
Cheesesteak Gate really was thing. By the way, I like it when our executives will just literally call out.
Did you see the look on Paul Blake's face yesterday when he called Egan? I thought he was really upset.
I thought
at
he was
something.
upset about something, and he was.
Oh, he was?
It was about the fact that Jamie threw me under the bus and let me take the
No, he
take the
thought
brunt
you
of
were
the
a turd.
attack.
He thought you were a turd.
Yeah,
He thought you were a turd.
He thought I was a
didn't
turd
say
for
he
making
did
a phone
not
call.
say turd, but turd was on his lips.
Oh yeah, the emoji
But he
was on
did-
his
It was
phone.
right there.
I
He was
hope
ready
you meant
to
he
do-
meant to say turd,
Yeah,
not
meant to
actually
say.
turd.
Jamie,
Gotta
shut
say
up.
that. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to have fun.
Be right back.
Hey, by the way, we're going to have a very special guest. Daryl Morey joins us, and we will keep this nonsense away from him coming up today at 9:30. All right, landscape of the Eastern Conference. We do a little check as we start the next hour of the show, so stick around with us. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The tournament is in full swing. The opening weekend was incredible basketball. And this weekend, and DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, are putting new customers in the center of the action. All you have to do, bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, you'll win $100. It's that simple. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the hunt for your shot at winning $100, and all it takes is a $1 bet and that team winning their next game. There's no better place to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the college basketball team of your choosing pulls off the win. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show
You're a middle-aged man. You can't be a DJ.
on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show Takeover is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
In 2003, it was rare for freshmen to carry a college basketball team. Never mind two of them. But for Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony and Jerry McNamara did just that, all the way to a national championship. Anthony led the team in scoring and rebounds, while McNamara led the team in assists and was third in scoring. In the national championship game against Kansas, Carmelo was the game's leading scorer with 20, and McNamara added 18.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
March is the biggest month in college basketball, where teams across the country test their talent in the hopes of winning it all. For finding talent that can help your team win it all, there's LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view, as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
What are real people saying about Skechers Arch Fit footwear? Joe from Hilton Head says, excellent product. I need arch support, and these shoes have it. Joe, Skechers Arch Fit don't just have arch support, they have podiatrist certified arch support that was developed with over 20 years of data. These shoes are great for virtually everybody. Next, Pete from New York writes, great for walking. I stand a lot of work and the Arch Fit keeps me comfortable. My feet don't feel tired at the end of the day. Okay, Pete gets it. He's walking, working, just living at Skechers Arch Fit. And since Arch Fit is the ultimate solution for all-day comfort, his feet still feel good after a long, long day. Now let's hear what Retired for Life in Florida has to say. Bought these for use as everyday wear shoes. The arch support is amazing. All right, look, she's getting the support she needs, and she's also sneaky smart wearing these every day, because Skechers Arch Fit are machine washable, so you can keep them looking great no matter how much you wear them. She's a genius. Feel for yourself what everybody's raving about. Find podiatrist certified Skechers Arch Fit at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Experience March like never before, because fans are welcome at the FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. You can bet the bracket and watch every game live all tournament long on our 52-foot LED media wall display. And with tons of betting kiosks, you won't miss a thing waiting in line. Treat yourself like a #1 seed. Get off the bench and into the action at FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Your home for college hoops all tournament long. Must be 21 or older and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's in store this week at Staples?
A big deal on ink. That's kind of a big deal.
Staples has the technology, furniture, and supplies you need for a totally productive workspace.
And right now, you can earn 40% back in Staples rewards when you purchase any 2 ink or toner cartridges.
Shop in-store or get same-day delivery powered by Instacart.
Ends 3/27/21. Limit 4 in-store and on Instacart only. Visit staplesconnect.com/ink rewards for details. Instacart delivery subject to availability. Additional fees may apply.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a train that just hit a car.
Sir, what is your location? Look around for a street sign, sir.
It's 8th and Orchard. 8th and Orchard.
Okay, very good. 8th and Orchard. Sir, help is on the way.
Why would he do that? The train still doesn't stop. You have to get there now.
At a railway crossing, even if the engineer sees you and hits the brakes, it can take a mile for the train to stop. And for you, that's too late. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
If this warmer weather has you looking for a new vehicle, maybe a nice convertible, you'll find it at North Penn Mazda on Route 309 in Colmar. Check out the gorgeous brand new state-of-the-art showroom. Enjoy incredible lease deals, low financing offers, and other incentives. And North Penn Mazda is ready to serve you wherever you're comfortable, whether that's on the phone, online, or in person in the brand new showroom. Find your next Mazda at North Penn Mazda. The right experience, the right choice. NorthPennMazda.com.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game. And now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
All the tournament action's coming up this week. And I know you want some of those fabulous Hooters wings. You know, the world-famous wings that you know and love are available for pickup or delivery. Or go play hooky at Hooters. You can watch all the basketball action this week with the Hooters girls. It's your official hangout. You got wings, you got beer, you got Hooters girls, and game day. Don't miss it. And if wings aren't your thing, Hooters offers a wide variety of sandwiches, seafood, and salad, too. Check it out, HootersToGo.com.
Hopefully you hopped on the BetMGM app last night and took their awesome offer of betting $1 to win $100 in free bets on the Lakers-Sixers game. But in case you didn't, I got good news for you. They have another offer, a similar offer, because the king of sportsbooks, he wants to give back. So if you head on over to BetMGM and use the bonus code PatEgan100, you can win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on tonight's Lakers-Cavs game and the team you bet on wins. But if basketball isn't your sport, don't worry. They have hockey. They have baseball, which is right around the corner. They have, cricket. If you're a big cricket guy, I know I am. You can bet on it all at BetMGM because they are the king of sportsbooks for a reason. But they also have innovative parlay selection features. They have their daily promotions, their boosted odds specials, and so much more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com. But when you do, you have to use the bonus code PatEgan100 if you want to win $100 in free bets by placing just a $1 moneyline wager on tonight's Lakers-Cavs game and the team you bet on wins. It's paid in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You have to be 21 years or older, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER and their partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Thank God this is radio, or you'd have to be looking at my face.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by our friends at the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You can download it at parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. Get yourself in on all the action, and we appreciate Parks Casino this morning on their takeover of the John Kincade Show. So we appreciate that. We see everybody on YouTube and Twitch.tv who is checking in. We know you're streaming. We've been looking at those streaming numbers, watching you guys stream along. Remember, you got a radio in your hands, so when you get out of your car, you got the stream. You got the app, you're downloading it, you're listening all day long, you're listening to your desk at 97.5thefanatic.com, and we appreciate every stinking minute you stay with us. We love you for it very, very much. It's time to check the landscaping in the Eastern Conference. So I want everybody to go back 24 hours and think of how you handicapped the Eastern Conference race yesterday morning. Okay? Now, have any of the teams in the conference improved their standing based on what they acquired? Obviously, Miami. We talked about them last hour. They're the only team to me with my eyeballs that concerns me is that they got better. And I'm a little floored that Milwaukee stood pat for the most part, even though last night, and I'm going to ask Bob about this, I don't think Milwaukee's deeper than Brooklyn. So I'm wondering if Milwaukee's that team sort of laying in the weeds. The Heat didn't lose anybody, too, and they added, sort of like what the Sixers did. I'm going to tell you right now, I want to avoid Miami at all costs. And I'll say it right now, mark my words. I fear the Nets in a 7-game series, and I fear the Heat. And nobody else in a 7-game series this spring, assuming good health, really freaks me out. I wonder if I'm missing the boat on Milwaukee. I wonder what I'm not seeing. And I'm hoping that some of the people I work with who have really, really good eyes for this stuff will be able to tell me. And that's where we begin the 7 o'clock hour with Bob Cooney, NBA executive on the rise, Jamie Lynch.
Hell yeah.
And Pat Egan, along with the coach, Eric Camille, who got the air conditioning going, which is awesome.
He's a cool dude.
On the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. So, Bob, I trust your eyes. I trust your eyes, and I reach out all the time, especially with NBA stuff. I trust your eyes. Am I missing some? First of all, my premise that Milwaukee is a better roster than Brooklyn.
I think Brooklyn has a huge advantage in the starting five. If you're talking depth,
I'm talking roster. So if we're, what do we think for an NBA team too? Because I was working under the last night as a geek. I was looking at 8-player rotations for each team in the Eastern Conference.
Sure.
And to me, it's Sixers, Milwaukee, Miami, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Eight players. I have Brooklyn fourth. But if it's 5, I have Brooklyn 1.
Right. Brooklyn's front end loaded. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And when you do that, when you get 3 superstars, you have to pay the price other places. And it looks to be the bench. That's kind of why I like what the Sixers did. Match up their starting 5 against Brooklyn's, Milwaukee's, whatever. Okay, you're probably going to come out with at least an even battle, probably advantage Sixers in most cases, right? So then the tail comes down to, as you talked about earlier, John, what's your 8-9-man rotation when it comes to the playoffs? Now, that's where you need to get the advantage if you're the Sixers, if you're Milwaukee, Miami, whatever it may be. Miami, I think, Miami's got some nice pieces, all right? And they're probably going to get LaMarcus Aldridge to go with Oladipo. So that's interesting. But I think what the Sixers did, not only is their first 5 on par with everybody else in the Eastern Conference, adding George Hill yesterday to an already pretty good bench, I think may have bolstered them up, and that depth difference between the Sixers and everybody else may have grown a little yesterday.
Jamie, do you agree there as far as starting 5 Nets?
Yeah.
If you're going 5, but when I go 8, I think the Nets are 4th. I think Miami's got a better 8. And if they add LaMarcus Aldridge, they definitely have a better 8 than what Brooklyn's got, right?
Yeah, Miami's, they no doubt have some talent. I mean, when you have Duncan Robinson and Dragic and Bajilka, the guy whose name I can never say right.
Beetlejuice, just call him Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. As some scoring options off the bench, you've got a talented roster, no doubt about it. I still fear Milwaukee more than Miami, though. And I really like the way the Sixers match up against.
What is it that why would you put Milwaukee as more fearsome to the Sixers?
I don't know. Something just seems not right this year in Miami. I don't know. Jimmy Butler.
What were they last year? A 5 seed?
Yeah, they caught fire in the bubble, and part of me, the bubble was weird.
Everybody was in the bubble, though.
Yeah, but
so why would one team be benefit from it, another team would be...
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe Jimmy Butler waking up at 2 a.m. to dribble basketballs every day because he's the hardest worker in the league had something to do with it. I don't know.
He wanted you to know that,
yeah,
by the
of course.
Too.
He loves telling people how hard he works.
He loves that.
I don't know. My gut just says something's off there.
He's a little spooked, Pat.
I can't believe I'm saying I'm not worried about Milwaukee.
What about Miami?
I'm more worried about Miami than I think than anyone else.
No, I'm more than the Nets?
Yeah. And it's because of everything you said. It's because of the fact that starting 5, yes, they're better, but they gave up every single depth piece that they had to acquire Harden. And I think they're banking on the veteran buyout market to maybe bolster that a little bit. But that's a crapshoot. You don't know who you're getting. And I think that Miami's better coached and they're deeper.
Right.
Miami's depth is a problem. I mean, they're bringing Tyler Hero off the bench now, and he is a great, great shooter. You have Duncan Robinson, a great, great shooter. Now they throw Oladipo there. That second unit, if they're going to keep Tyler Hero and Oladipo, if he stays on the second unit, I don't know if they're going to start him or not. In Iguodala, who he is what he is, but what he is sometimes pretty good. He can figure some things out. It gives you a little bit of defense with that unit too. Their depth. Pat makes a good point. Their depth rivals the Sixers. Absolutely.
But I also look at their roster and I see like all-star team 5 years ago.
I hear you on that.
So you believe, but does that...
But it's a good mix.
It is a good mix. I'm not trying to put them down too much.
Is there a battle of attrition, though, in a 58-game season?
72.
72.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
72. I mean...
Sixers are younger, sprier, and more athletic.
Less experienced.
Yes, less experience. That's the trade-off. But defense travels. Like, I don't think anybody in the East wants to play the Sixers. I really don't. Like, I know what these other teams are, but I think other teams know what the Sixers' defensive capabilities are, and it's not something fun you want to play against.
We want to hear from you at 610-632-0975. You've heard a lot from us today, and you probably have some strong thoughts on how the trade deadline went. I want to hear from somebody, though, especially, who isn't happy that the Sixers didn't go and make some moves. Because what I'm trying to find out is, not to argue with you, I'm just trying to find out what concerns you that you thought they should have done. And when I look at the makeup of the Sixers roster, for what it would have taken to get Kyle Lowry, you cannot make the argument to me that the Sixers 8 this morning is better, would have been better off if Kyle Lowry was in there. You would have looked more like the Nets this morning.
Yeah, you would have depleted yourself, especially when it got to Matisse and Maxey and stuff. Like, no, you're weakening your team too much.
I mean,
could you imagine you give up Matisse, Maxey, and Danny Green, and you bring in Kyle Lowry for 30-some games?
Nonsensical.
It just is. I love Kyle Lowry, and I described him before. He's such a Philly guy. He's a bulldog out there. And if you need to win a game, there's 10 people in the NBA. I would say I need him on the court. He's one of them.
So he is one.
He just look. It doesn't have anything to do with soul talent. He doesn't like to lose, and it is. I've seen it up close. It is fun to watch. So he's that kind of guy, but I'm not giving up those 3 guys for him. I'm just not at this point.
No
I thought
way.
Daryl Morey did a great job of not doing that.
And Daryl Morey, very nicely. He will join us today at 9:30. We'll have a chance to talk to him. And I wonder, too, the idea of maybe some of the talk that we got of what was being offered and what wasn't being offered maybe is BS.
Yeah.
It's I do, and you Egan brought it up yesterday. Unless you're hearing from Woj or Shams.
That's the only 2 you need.
Just don't
go with anything else.
You don't need to have a bunch of other insiders that you're following on a trade deadline.
I would like to ask Daryl what percentage of rumors out there he finds to be credible.
And you can ask that.
It's probably like, what,
legit.
9-10%?
Oh, I think higher than that.
Higher?
Oh,
25, 30?
As long as you got guys like Woj and Shams in the NBA.
Well, they only go with what's real. The other, underlings around everywhere.
Well, they're trying to make a name
They throw
for
the
themselves.
crap at the wall.
It was not a good day for Brian Windhorst yesterday.
Brian Windhorst.
He brought up trading Ben Simmons again.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yes,
really?
he did.
He's obsessed with that.
Dude, it's insane.
Brian Windhorst.
Has he been right on anything outside of LeBron ever?
Here's what I'm going to say to you. When you've made your name, I'll just say it. I've said it before. When you've made your name carrying the water for somebody and being somebody's mouthpiece, to me, I see very little value in anything else that you're offering.
Correct.
Because you have taken the role of journalist and made it valet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to get whatever message you want out there because
Sure.
I'm your guy. And at some point, that guy retires.
And you got nothing.
And you become, it's not valuable to me.
No.
What he offers is not valuable to me.
No.
And I also wonder why anybody in the media would want to just be somebody's mouthpiece. I don't get it.
If he
And
wasn't,
carry
a powerful mouthpiece.
He never, by the way, no one has ever gotten to the title of an NBA insider with a less complete resume. Or has gotten to ESPN, do a job like that, with a less complete resume of accomplishment in life.
Sure.
Other than...
But he's holding
he got it.
He's holding water of one
that's what it
very
is.
important
but it is.
person.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. And I guarantee he knows where, he knows if he wants light starch or heavy starch. I understand he knows how he likes his coffee.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. But to me, that's embarrassing.
Well, I had heard his mother was a St. Vincent St. Mary teacher that taught LeBron. And
Okay, that's great.
They go back that. So we all know what it is. Just don't believe him.
Hey, as a pro, you do a bit of everything.
Ouch.
So Valspar is offering 5 gallons of PVA primer at $39.99 and 25% off Ultra Paint and Primer at Lowe's. The offer is valid March 15th through the 26th. And before we get to the calls here, I want to remind everybody, we're going to play Know the Show today at 9:15 for your chance to win a Steel BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Now, you can use this, especially as we're getting to lawn cutting season and things like that, then leaf season when you're trying to clean up your yard. It's a good deal. Plus, a Power Pro fabric zipper bag and beanie hat. How about that? Good prize package today. Know the show at 9:15. So if you are one of our loyalists, you are part of the brigade, you will have a chance to win. Steve in Norristown joins us here on The Fanatic. Steve, welcome in.
Hey, John, how's it going? Welcome back to Philly, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, just real quick, I know you're busy, man, but I just want to say I like the way Doc is coaching the team. He's coaching up the second team because he has the first team, so he's coaching the second team so when the playoffs come, he can go deep in the bench, you know?
Yeah, I love Steve. I love the fact that he uses so many players. He develops so many players and develops the talent, and he's not afraid to say in the regular season, "This is where I got to know what I've got."
Exactly. And he knows what he got with the first team, but the second team should be real. It should be real good. I like the fact that he held Pat with Kyle Lowry. I'm good with that. I can hold back on that. But I think that what we have, he kept the puzzle together, and I think we're going to do real good in the playoffs.
Good job, Steve.
I don't fear nobody.
Oh, you're not afraid of anybody, man. Steve.
No, I think if anything, I think we're solid from top to bottom. I really do. And the main thing we got on our team is Doc Rivers. We got a good coach, man.
There you go. Well, can't argue with that. I want to ask this though, Bug, because it's something I've thought of before. As Steve just brings up there, Doc develops his bench. Doc develops, and by the way, his reputation has been for this.
Mm-hmm.
That he develops guys. You know what you've got with your roster. GM's got to love that.
Oh yeah,
to be able to see the players, but. Does Doc do that because of his, I've got the ring, I've already got a championship ring, I have a pedigree as a player, I've got a pedigree as a coach, so he has the guts to be able to say, I will use the regular season as a classroom, an experiment, a lab, where other coaches who don't have his cachet might not want to do that?
That's a great question. I don't know if coaches ever feel the security. Like Doc Rivers should feel the security of being a coach. I mean, he gets fired from one place, and 5 minutes later he's coached somewhere else, and he could have probably gone pretty much anywhere he wanted.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what makes Doc a good coach. So it's kind of like chicken and egg, right, John? I think he became a good coach because he has that trust and because he coaches a second unit as well as he does. It's hard. I mean, you have to be watch the patience of Doc Rivers during a game. We've talked about this before. They could be up 20 with the first unit, and we've seen it, and then he'll put in a second unit or he'll make a sub or two, and it'll start to dwindle. But he doesn't go away from it. And nope. Jamie pointed it out early in the year. He loves how he just waits things out. I love how he doesn't. Sometimes he won't start Ben Simmons on the other team's best scorer because he's saving him for the third and fourth quarter. He needs to save his legs a little bit. I just think he has a total handle on a game. I think the game, although it's 48 minutes long, in Doc Rivers' mind, it's about 2 hours because it moves that slowly. I think he's such a good guy at evaluating, at readjusting during a game, that's the results that you see.
Yeah, I think he's such an NBA pro between being a player and now, 20 years coaching roughly.
Yeah.
He understands the flows of the league. Like when you watch the game, to Bob's point, it does feel like it's in slow motion for him. He's in complete control. Like if he knows when to call his timeouts, he knows when to stop a run. He doesn't panic if the second unit is getting torched because he knows he has a first unit that can clamp down and stop these runs. He rolls with it, and he knows the way the league works, and you can tell it by the way he coaches.
I watch Doc Rivers with so much enjoyment because of the fact that I didn't have that the last couple of years watching Brett.
Well, you never did.
They the other team were going runs, and it's like
he looked
everything
anxious.
that Jamie said is dead on accurate. This guy is so cool under pressure and knows how to manage his bench and his timeout and everything. And it's like, okay, that is a veteran coach who's been here before.
Yeah, I defended Brett at times. Not that he was a great coach, but I thought he was better than a lot of people wrote him for. The more and more I watch Doc, I feel like an idiot.
This is an exposure, and I heard Mark Zumoff yesterday with on the Mike Missinelli show, and it's obvious. I get it, and I love you, Zoo. Can we just put it on the table? Everyone loved Brett Brown.
Yeah,
he's a nice man.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be like everybody just wants to. Yeah. Everybody wants to just like before any analysis of Brett Brown goes down.
He's a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn.
He is a really nice guy.
Your personal relationships with people, I don't give a damn.
Well, and
what kind of job do you do?
I think it's because people as soon as you do it, it's like, oh, you're a hater.
Guess what?
It's like, well, it's nothing personal, so I'm going to say he's a nice guy. It has to do with the fact that he sucked at his job.
And I will tell
He
you,
didn't
Bob.
suck. That's where it gets.
I will tell you,
He was terrible, Jamie.
He did.
He had a bad year last year. You don't win 50-plus games in the
Worst
NBA
coach
the
I've
way
ever
he
seen.
did without doing a little.
I would tell you that, Bob, that is where this city has changed. That's where this city's media has changed.
But
this city's media.
But he wasn't that bad.
This city's media never, ever, in my youth and then coming up through the ranks, learning this business a little bit before I left town, this city's media never cheerleaded for guys.
Yeah, but like
never.
I'm not cheerleading though. But
Oh my gosh, there were media members in this town.
Eddie Jordan was terrible. Doug Collins was not good.
There were guys,
Brett Brown was okay.
There were guys.
What's the cheerleading?
There were absolutely guys in this town who were cheerleading for Brett Brown, who were like, "You're crazy if you Brett Brown doesn't have any," constantly defending Brett Brown, bending all over themselves to defend Brett Brown. And also, too, I don't need to hear what kind of a great guy he was. Brett Brown's a great. Everyone, okay, he's a great guy. That's awesome. I don't care about my coach. Wait, there's a great guy. By the way, Dallas Green brought the city a baseball championship. Not a great guy. Not a great guy to deal with. Not a great. Like,
I knew he was a hard ass. I never met him.
But
well, who's the media that you speak of that like said Brett Brown was great?
Bring up names. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not bringing up names.
Are they media?
Yes. Yes, I mean, maybe you think media.
No,
and
I'm not. Yeah,
there were people.
Look, I've been accused. Oh, you're a Brett Brown guy. Yes, Brett Brown and I got along well, and we did. But Brett Brown and I also, had many. Why are you saying this or why? I thought he was a good guy. I've said on this show for the last 2 years, I didn't like his schemes offensively, defensively. That's what you can like a guy. I don't care if you like a guy or not, but. When he won 50-plus games with a rookie point guard and won a first-round game and then won a second-round game went to a second round and lost to the eventual NBA champions, that's a decent job. That's a decent job. Did he? Then the next year it all fell apart. He didn't do a good job the last couple of years. But he did a decent job when he got 50-plus wins out of a very, very young team.
The Parks Casino Sportsbook app is the best for live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. What I would say to you is, whether it was Harry Callis, Gene Hart, whether it was, I'm trying to just Stan Hockman, Bill Lyon. Never in a million years do I remember them couching critique or otherwise with what a great guy somebody is.
I hear you.
That's what's changed.
Maybe those guys weren't great, though.
Yeah.
No, they didn't care. They knew that doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't think it mattered into the way that you report on a team, though, or on a coach.
I think it does. I think people do.
He was a decent coach. He wasn't a bad coach.
I think he was a decent coach, but he was exposed. He's being exposed right now.
Well, it's also an entirely different roster. If you give Brett this roster, I guarantee you he's having success. Regular season success. He's definitely. This is a much improved roster thanks to Daryl and Elton.
Regular season success.
Yes, and Doc. And look, Doc has his playoff questions that he has to answer too. A lot of Clippers fans were not happy the last 2 years with Doc in the playoffs.
No, they weren't.
So he's got his own questions to answer.
Hey, we got a lot coming up for you, including some questions about why this move wasn't made at this price. We will get rolling on that coming up. It's the John Kincade Show. This is 97.5 The Fanatic. My sportsbook app of choice is the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. What I love about it is the fact that you can always bet on college hoops or NBA or NHL, and you can bet in-game. Because honestly, that's the part of it that has been the game changer for me. I never got to do online wagering until I moved back home. And what I love about it is that you get that risk-free bet up to $500 when you start. So you're a new customer. And right now they're giving you a $50 free bet too, which is a great, great deal where you don't even have to make a deposit. So you need to get over today and download the app or go to parkscasino.com and use the promo code FANATIC. But more than that, the in-game wagering to me, that is just like you're playing fantasy sports. You're able to feel the judge of the game, how the game's going. What do you think the trends are? And you can pick up and you can make some wagers and you can have a little more fun. You get a little more into it. And right now, that risk-free bet's available to you as a new customer up to $500. Plus that free bet, get more information. Check out the Parks Casino Sportsbook app before all the weekend hoops. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. And if you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, are you tired of dealing with your old drafty windows and doors in your house? Well, it's time you finally go Guida, my good friends. At Guida Door and Window will help make your window and door replacement project more affordable with their buy one, get one half off sale. That's right. For every door or window you buy, you'll get the second one at 50% off. And you can mix and match these savings to suit your own needs. You can buy an entry door, you'll get half off a storm door. You can buy a patio door, you'll get 50% off a window. Need to replace all the windows and doors in your house? Then you'll save 50% on half of your project. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, Guida is making it easier for you to afford your project with no money down and interest-free financing up to 18 months. Act now. The offer is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. For full details, call Guida today and schedule a free, no-obligation in-home estimate. The number, 1-877-GO-GUIDA. Online, GoGuida.com. That's go, G-U-I-D-A.com.
Hey, it's Anthony Gargano. Did you ever hear a commercial on the radio and wonder, what would it be like if it were my business? What would that sound like on the air? Well, look, 97.5 The Fanatic is offering area business owners the chance to experience how their company would be portrayed in a radio commercial. Produced for you by our experienced creative team. This is amazing, and you're going to love it. All you have to do is go to 975thefanatic.com, click on the free radio commercial banner, and tell us about your company. We'll take the info, we'll tell your story. Let 97.5 The Fanatic demonstrate the fun, flexibility, and the power of radio advertising. Get started right now at 975thefanatic.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course, we have everything you need for that big brake job. Right now, you can save 15% when you buy any Duralast brake pads and any 2 Duralast rotors. It's a great way to save while you take on the full job. Oh, and one tip. Go for a nice, easy drive after you finish the job. It'll help break in your new brakes. For more tips, visit AutoZone.com/DIY. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Today, pros have to do whatever it takes. The Home Depot is here to make that easier. We've got the products you know and trust on our app, delivery options to get what you need exactly where you need it, and a delivery tracker that keeps you up to date on the status of your order, so you can keep doing what you do best, whatever it takes to get the job done. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Entertainment is back at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. Saturday, April 17th, legendary comedian Bob Saget with very special guest Mike Young. Live comedy is back. Safe and sound in the Ennis Arena at Hard Rock Live. Then on April 23rd and 24th, experience the hilarious internet sensation Vic DiBattista. For tickets, visit HardRockHotelAtlanticCity.com, where you take the stage.
Indeed knows unexpected demand can stretch your business thin.
Leon speaking.
Like at Leon's Plumbing.
Sorry, quickest we can get there is next Friday.
To stay out of hot water, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm gonna say it,
Unprecedented times. Don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to comcastbusiness.com to learn more.
Let me take a moment to talk to you about my Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport that I got from my friends at North Penn Volkswagen. We got the car a few months ago. You know, one of our cars got in an accident and ended up being totaled. So we found ourselves in a spot where we needed a new car. And we went up there, and we absolutely loved it. It was great in the snow, and thankfully that's all behind us now. The warmer weather is finally here. Visit North Penn Volkswagen or northpennvw.com. I'm telling you, me and my wife, we got our car there. It was the easiest buying experience I've ever had. My sales guy, Matt, we still text occasionally from time to time. We handled everything over text and email, limited time in the showroom. I was in and out, no hassle whatsoever. Don't take my word for it. You don't have to believe me. I encourage you. Go check out the comments on Google and Dealer Rater and listen to the other customers because you're going to hear the same exact thing. North Penn Volkswagen in Colmar is a breeze to get to. It's right off Route 309 Bethlehem Pike. There's never been a better time to buy a new Volkswagen with 0% financing. Yes, you heard that right. 0% for 72 months on almost all new 2020 models. And they have incredible lease deals. And they have various specials for college grads and everyone else. North Penn is sure to have a great option for you. Go to northpennvw.com. North Penn Volkswagen. The right experience, the right choice.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
I've got a dog named after Nick Foles. You can't get more Philly than that. We're always loving the backup quarterback.
How's everyone doing?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Oh, we are hitting our times today, boys. Like, really on time. Appreciate you being on the John Kincade Show family bandwagon you're streaming, you're listening on the radio on your way to work. You are watching on twitch.tv and YouTube, and we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of what we've got going on here, and tell your family and tell your friends. And we're trying to do something very different, and that is why I'm going to answer Christopher's email here. Christopher says yesterday, he says, "Can I ask you one question?" And we sent him an email, so of course I guess he can ask me the question. It's a strange way to start.
You just did.
Strange way to start an email. Yes, you can ask me a question. He says to me, he goes, "Are you guys purposely just trying to sound really odd and different than everything that's being done in town?" He says, "I'm not being critical." He said, "But it's clear that you guys seem like you're on, like you're running a race. You're talking about Sixers 1 minute, then Flyers 10 minutes later, then I hear a Phillies mention before the top of the hour." He goes, "It's obvious there's some sort of a plan here. Is that what you're trying to do?" And I told him exactly what I said in my email to him. I said, "Yes, you've cracked the code." That the belief is that maybe people in the market are looking for something a little bit different, not looking for a poll question at the beginning of the hour and then 4 hours of calls on the same question that you get told in the first 5 minutes. It's just a different approach. It's not saying that it's the best approach. It's just a different approach. And yes, these guys...
Have either of you ever been polled?
And these guys are freaking weird. Which also adds to the mix, too.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So Bob's assertion earlier today has been bounced around, too, as far as who is the most odd. Now, Charles shares a thought and goes, he said, "John, I wouldn't say you're the most odd in that room." He goes, "I definitely wouldn't put you up in Bob's. Bob seems like the most normal." He said, "But I wouldn't put you as the most odd." He said, "You would never end up at the bottom of the list." He goes, "Just as a listener," he goes, "you seem the most sort of mainstream normal as far as doing things like normal people do, more or less risk." He goes, "Do you ever let go, let your hair down and get wild?" I said, "That's a little personal question."
Yeah.
It's a little I do not, by the way. I do not. So that would pretty much be, he took assertion, he goes that he thinks that I'm the most mainstream, sort of rigid, what normal people do, not getting wild, not wandering off the path, not doing the crazy stuff. I'm the least, in his mind, likely to do something crazy.
All right, show of hands. John, number 5 on the most normal person here.
How are we defining
least normal person? Wait a second. John is, all right, If I'm the most normal, I think somebody's 2, somebody's 3, somebody's 4. John's 5.
You put me at 5. Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're weird, dude.
You threw me at 5.
Am I? Show of hands. John, number 5?
I'm really trying to think about this.
Coach, are you thinking? There's no way I'm 5.
I don't. Yeah, I might not put him 5, but he's particular, but not like normal and weird.
I think I'm like a normal guy.
I'm trying to break this down pretty well here.
You're being weird.
Like, I think most people would assume me or Pat are the weirdest. I'm cheap.
Coach?
I'm a whore.
See, I think Coachy might be the weirdest.
Well, yeah, he's a serial killer.
Coachy might be the weirdest.
Well, how many is cereal? John's not the weirdest. Egan is by far the
He's
weirdest.
the most particular.
No, I am the most particular.
Yeah.
I'm the most if you said the most rigid, that's me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I am not the
But
most
compared
odd.
to us, your rigidness and particularness is weird.
Yes, because you guys are like
weird.
somebody turned on the hose and it's just flying around the backyard.
And then Bob's kind of like the dad shaking his head at us.
The hose
he's
is
like
doing
Chi-Chi
this.
Rodriguez in Happy Gilmore. He's always just like looking at us like.
Bob's looking the Bob looks are really
But
awesome.
Bob's pretty weird too. Don't let him fool you.
Bob, don't let Bob's weirdness fool you.
No, Bob's normal.
Everybody's weird.
All he does is watch sports and have sex. Everybody knows that. He's a normal guy.
And drink
John
beers.
over-
And drink beers.
drink beer, yeah.
Yeah.
John over here is, you're...
Occasionally starts fires.
Hey, the takeover today of the John Kincade Show brought to you by Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You get the best in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Devon Givens joins us in just over a half hour. Our own Sixers insider will join us. And remember, Daryl Morey comes your way today at 9:30. Do not miss it. And you've got a chance to win a steel blower coming up today at 9:15. So lots of stuff coming up on the show. Jamie, you were observing about the Houston Rockets. Do you understand, as a rising NBA executive yourself, do you understand what their plan is or what they were doing?
Well, it's funny, it was Tillman Ferretti. He called me yesterday, and
Really?
he said, "I know you're rising the ranks
Really?
here of
That's great.
NBA
Okay. That's good.
front office stardom," and he asked me what he should do, and I said, "You're being an idiot," because this James Harden deal, when you look back on it, might go down as one of the worst NBA superstar trades ever. It's atrocious, the value they ended up getting in return. And the fact that allegedly, I'm basing this on allegedness, because if Ben Simmons was on the table and you didn't deal with Philadelphia out of spite because of Daryl Morey, you're an idiot. And
I can't get that answer today, right?
So
He's not going to give us that answer, right?
No. A guy named Jason Dumas who covers he works up in like upstate New York, but he's been right on
Port
a couple.
Charles, Bob.
Yeah, he's been right on some Sixers things lately.
Writes
so
for the Invader.
I think he's got a good ear to the railroad tracks of the Sixers. He tweeted out yesterday, "I know for a fact that Houston is refusing to not deal with Philadelphia basically because of Morey." And I buy it.
Really?
And if Oladipo, look, I think Daryl, I don't think he had immense interest in Oladipo, but he wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't call to see what the value was, type of thing. And if they're not dealing with Philadelphia, like, who knows? Maybe a Maxey becomes on the table.
I will tell you, I don't know about Dumas.
Yeah.
It's not pronounced differently.
That was a great commercial back in the day.
What I'm going to tell you is that I don't believe that, because if that truly existed, Woj would have reported it or Shams would have reported it, because they have 10 times better contacts.
No doubt.
But they would have known.
But do they get in the mud like that?
If Houston wasn't refusing to deal with somebody, that would be a breaking news story.
I don't know if they get in the mud like that, because it's
Really?
kind of like...
That's a big story. That would be a really big story.
But it kind of... Look, there's animosity between Daryl and the Houston Rockets. And if Ben Simmons was legit on the table and they went with the other deal that ended up being awful because of what they got in return from Miami, that's a really poorly run organization. You're reminding me of the Eagles.
Yeah, now you're really bringing it down. Now you're really bringing the discussion
Yeah, whenever you let personal feelings get in the way of business like that, it's tough. And you make a great point, James. If they allowed that to rule their day,
that's bad.
It isn't good. I mean, look what happened to them. Like, I know you're on a breakdown anyway, but it's bad.
The deal they ended up getting for Harden is it's basically like Dante Exum, Kelly Olynyk.
It's terrible.
It's atrocious, and a couple first rounders, which are guaranteed to be nothing.
There you go.
I mean, you have to hit on those picks still.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's bad.
So, Bob, you were comparing yesterday afternoon while I was trying to do the eights, trying to figure out who has the deepest eight. You're looking at this year and last year for the Sixers.
Yeah.
The question is, what'd you see?
Well, it's funny, and a lot of it probably has to do with what Jamie was talking about earlier, and the biggest difference is the coaching. As we said, Brett Brown did not have a good year last year. And, of course, you did have Ben Simmons get hurt, and then you had to go into the playoffs without that, and things were different because of a bubble. But if you look at last year's roster compared to this year's roster, obviously Horford's in your starting lineup, and you replace it. Tobias Harris is a lot better this year than he was last year. Joel Embiid is a lot better this year than he was last year. Ben Simmons is, so far, healthy this year. Now, your bench, which I didn't think Brett used properly at all, you had Trey Burke and Alec Burks coming off the bench that didn't see time.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And that was weird. Now you have set guys, and now you bring in George Hill, and we talked earlier about how good Doc Rivers is at using his bench. So what I'm saying is, looking at these two guys, and you had a rookie in Matisse Thybulle, he's a lot better this year than he was last year. This team, forget them going 0-4 in the bubble, in the playoffs rather, because they were just depleted at that time, and there was a total disconnection between coach and team. If you just look at rosters, and I thought last year's roster Sixer was pretty good, really good, this team blows it away.
Oh, yeah.
Blows it away.
See, that gets me excited.
And
I did not think, by the way, because we don't do the show before the show, I did not think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to be more measured.
And
that's as bold as you get.
A lot of it has to do with comparing one person from last year against himself this year. Joel Embiid is by far and above better, and he played well against Boston in that series, even though they got
he was the only one.
Yeah, but Tobias Harris, are you kidding me? He's
an incredible
off the charts better than Ben Simmons. I hated the way he played last night, but Ben Simmons this year I think is better than last year.
Yeah, well, Ben Simmons is funny. You hate the way he played, but he assisted on I think 34 points and was responsible for 41 points off of three point. Like his impact on the game, even when that's the stuff that people don't see with Ben Simmons. Like the people that do hate on him don't appreciate, even when he's off on a box score,
right,
how much he brings to the table.
Distracted. I have a text from last night where someone said to me, NBA players in LA always distracted.
Yeah.
Always distracted.
I can see that.
Trying to show off.
Except Danny Green, who wanted some revenge last night. But look, like Danny Green doesn't have 28 points if it's not for Ben Simmons. Right. Ben Simmons creates Danny Green's possibility of 28 points.
And perhaps Joel Embiid hasn't taken that huge step this year without Danny Green and Seth Curry in the starting lineup,
Okay,
as
good.
opposed to Josh Richardson and Al Horford.
It's
right?
like I love Doc and what he's done, but when you look at it, it's almost like Daryl is responsible as much as Doc is. And
I think they're hand in hand.
Yeah, like Tobias and Joel improving is strictly Doc, but maybe part of Joel improving is Danny and Seth and Dwight and all this. So it's a beautiful marriage right now.
I tell you, I put, and I know he'll join us later on in the show. By the way, Devon Givens joins us in a half hour. Great to have our own Sixers insider in here. I'm really thinking though that the Daryl Morey fingerprints on where they are today is a little overstated.
I don't think so at all. What he did to get out of Al Horford's contract and get Danny Green in here, a guy that was a perfect fit.
No, that was huge.
It's a great tandem. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. It's 50-50.
I don't believe it's 50-50 with this team.
Oh, I do.
I believe this is 75-25.
Elton 75.
Yep.
Elton has a big hand. I mean,
he has a big hand in this team. The way it looks right now, the vast majority of it has nothing to do with Daryl Morey.
Getting out of that contract is huge.
Well, no, that was
2/5 of the starting five are brand new players.
We keep going to that,
and Dwight Howard's impact on this team is real.
That was a beautiful signing.
But I mean,
and again, one that I completely missed the boat on. Completely.
But Elton,
a lot of us did,
Elton drafted Matisse. You know, like he's a huge piece. I'm not trying to put Elton
Shake Milton
down. Shake Milton.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I believe those are actually.
Sure.
Those are bigger. Like his imprint, Elton Brand's imprint on this roster as it stays right now.
It's understated.
Is way understated.
Yeah.
And people are, I think, they're overlooking that. And to me, we're going to see Daryl Morey's influence more as we go along than where we're seeing it right now. Daryl Morey's getting the credit as if he's come in and built this team.
My biggest pet peeve is acting like Daryl Morey is the GM. Look, he's had his impact, and Dwight Howard, his relationship definitely helped, but it's not like Elton Brand. Like, I can't give Daryl Morey all the credit for getting out of, and acquiring Seth Curry and Danny Green, because Elton Brand has shown a propensity to be very aggressive in the trade markets. In his first year, he goes out and gets Jimmy Butler. His second year, he goes out and gets Tobias Harris. I think he realized he needed to get out of the Al Horford contract, which he gave.
Which, by the way, everybody in the NBA knew they had to get rid of that contract.
Yeah, and he was able to.
He did a great job of getting out.
But to your Howie Roseman analogy, I'm not going to give the guy credit for putting out the fire he started.
That is correct.
I hate Elton Brand.
I love Elton, and I do think it's understated somewhat, but I can't say with supreme confidence that Elton pulls off that Al Horford and Seth Curry deal without Daryl's guidance.
Sure.
And absolutely. I said no.
Because that's a guy that understands value in this league, understands a lot. Elton's good. Elton's very good.
And there has been talk that he was not on board with that Al Horford trade.
Coming in Alex
here.
Rucker.
Yeah, so
that he was not on board.
Yeah, wasn't on board with bringing Al Horford in.
Then analytical staff, what kind of pushed that one?
I swear to you, and again, and we talked about it before, beating a dead horse. I don't know what people saw in Al Horford. I watched his entire career.
He gave the Sixers fits.
And guess what? You don't do that in sports. And I've heard that from general managers over time. Never go and get the guy who just happened to own your team.
Oh, I agree.
Because look at his entire body of work. Al Horford was never. I watched his entire career in Atlanta.
But
he wasn't a player that you'd go, wow, that he was the way he was. People were talking about him coming in. I didn't know what they expected.
They could have made the situation better by putting him on the bench early, and they didn't.
Okay.
Because he didn't fit with Ben and Joe together.
Okay.
Yeah, I let it go. Okay, it happened. It didn't work out. You know what I would like to see? Like, if we could go to an alternate life, I would like to see how Doc Rivers would handle Al Horford.
I would love
here.
to see that.
Because I think it would have been a lot different. And I hear what you're saying, John. I just don't think there was an ounce of handling of Al Horford in a good way. He wasn't asked to come here to be the guy.
Yeah,
He was asked to come here to be the fourth guy.
Okay.
And it just didn't happen. I really do. I would like to see how other people, especially Doc, would have used him. Yeah.
Hey, download that Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You get the best in live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And may see you over there at Parks tomorrow morning.
What time are you heading over?
Depends. I'm meeting my cousin for taking her up, so we're going to go to breakfast, and then we're going to hit Parks. We'll probably be there 9:30 to like 12:30, something like that. Got church tomorrow afternoon, then going out with my cousins tomorrow night to watch hoops.
Oh, where you? Any particular place?
I don't want to say
yet?
where.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to say where I'm going. But
a tavern in the Northeast somewhere, or somewhere over in South Jersey, or
the Kincades
Delco.
The Kincades are Delco. For the most part,
it's a good McDonald's in Delco.
There's some of the Kincades that are a little more uppity that have gone up to gone up the Turnpike. Some have wandered out to Montgomery County where they think they're Lynches.
Yeah,
they think they're part of the Lynches. There's some of the family that has wandered.
You forget where you come from.
It's amazing.
And sometimes you have to remind those people.
Now Chester County is beautiful, though. By the way, for the Kincades, is it?
That's okay, right?
Can be a beautiful. Yeah, that's not selling out.
No.
You go Montco. If you're Delco and you go Chesco, you're not selling out. If you go Delco and you go Montco, you think you're the Lynches. You're not. By the way, like nobody in Delco has let's say like a family crest. Nobody in Delco.
I guarantee you do.
Nobody in
you have it. They just don't look it up.
We do, but nobody in Delco. Everybody in Delco's family crest would be like the Acme, maybe the logo of the
Acme. It's Acme. It's Wawa.
Target. It's like look in Delco. That's not the thing.
There you go. There's yours.
I know you know why I know we have that is because Christina got that as a wedding gift.
Exactly.
But that's where we found out all about the family history.
Coonies have one too.
The Coonies have one too.
We don't have rings.
Us Irish and Scots have them.
There's a Stein. On the Cooney one, there's a Stein.
There might be.
Hey, Malik.
Oh, the Coonies is cool.
Oh, that is cool looking. Oh,
What's up, guys?
Hello, Malik.
Hey, Malik.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, look, man, I'm just missing the Delaware Valley right now, fellas. Man, I'm from Limerick, but I'm actually traveling across I-90 in Ohio on my way to Indiana right now.
Watch the coppers on I-90.
Yo, man, you ain't lying, man.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Yo, these Ohio State troopers, they like sharks, bro. Like, they're all over the place.
They're worse than Maryland, and that's saying something.
And that's saying something, exactly. Hey, man, look. I wanted to call you guys today, man, because I wanted to get all the schmucks out the way, man. These people obviously know nothing about basketball. Like, are you seeing what our 76ers are doing right now without the best player in basketball right now?
Isn't it amazing?
Like, this is the process. This is what we've been waiting for. We ain't got Brett Brown as our coach, fellas. We have an adult in the room right now. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I believe it 100%.
Brooklyn, to me,
well, I'm nervous of Brooklyn.
I'm not. Listen, what we're seeing right now is the last hurrah for 4 aging, probably overage, injury-prone superstars. Let me give you my example. Do you remember that Houston Rockets team with Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley and, AC Grant?
Yes.
That's what we're seeing right now, bro.
Okay.
That's what we're seeing, man.
They got close, though, didn't they?
They can get close all they want. But they don't look. These Nets, the heart that I see out of these 76ers and that big monster we got in the middle when he's healthy, they don't want to rock with us, man.
Malik, I love you right now. Your enthusiasm on a Friday is exactly what I need.
Oh, it's the best.
Good job, Malik. And by the way, if you're ever traveling on 80-90 across Ohio and Indiana, oh, it's terrible. The fundraising that goes on there on wide open stretches of roads. Where they're just waiting for you.
Yeah.
They're just it's to me that's almost criminal.
Yeah.
Nobody on the road. Nobody. I would do.
Well, that's how they make their money. Upstate New York's the same way.
When Keenan was coaching Chicago, and I'd go and make trips out to Chicago, I would leave from Philadelphia, and I would drive to Chicago because I had to be there for a certain amount of time. I wanted my own car, and so I would leave at like dinner time, and get there the next morning, get to my hotel, and then go to sleep, and I would drive through the night, and it never failed. There were everywhere. Wide open road. Wide open. Nobody on the roadways. And they're trying to get you.
Huh.
So be careful. Be careful out there.
I've never made that trek. Like
80-90? You've never done 80-90?
I don't think so. No.
By the way,
maybe, but down south, not up.
Okay, 80-90 has some of the nicest, that stretch has some of the nicest rest stops.
Oh, yeah?
Like as far as the places you can stop and like grab something to eat.
Those are clutch on a long road trip.
Most of them look like a Roy Rogers out of the 60s, that haven't been cleaned in years. You go like some really nice ones.
Yeah.
That make you almost want to stop, but I don't like to stop.
No, I'm not a stopper.
Stops timed down. I'm like, girls, okay, we're stopping. This is what we're doing. You're going and getting the snacks. I'm going and getting the gas. Let's move.
You know what's the best feeling? One of the best feelings in the world besides putting on a pair of shorts after a long winter and finding like $20 in the pocket, which just happened to me recently, so we're going down to South Carolina because Kyle's graduating from there. And, just anticipating 12-hour drive on a Friday, 12-hour drive on a Sunday. No, she booked flights.
Oh, that's good. Donna, man.
Good work.
Donna.
So very much so. Very, very good work.
Donna, the best of the Coonies. and she married in. Married in.
It's not a hard ladder to climb.
She tried to clean up the gene pool a little bit. She really is. That's clutch.
Yeah.
That is clutch, especially if somebody knows how to monitor the airfares.
Oh,
and
yeah.
knows how to grab them. That's really clutch.
Yeah, did well there.
All right, we want you, Sheem, I promise we'll get to you. 610-632-0975. A very interactive Friday with us. Trust and Morey versus Gloom and Doom. I love it when trust wins. It's the John Kincade Show. This is The Fanatic.
The tournament is in full swing. The opening weekend was a blast, and this weekend it's going to be just as fun, I promise. And DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, you win $100. It's that simple. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the hunt at your shot at winning $100, and all it takes is $1 bet and that team winning their next game. There's no better way to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the college basketball team of your choosing pulls off the win. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show Takeover is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Because I want to talk about my uncle's family, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Uncle Greg, and Uncle Paul going all out for the Jeep celebration event. Get huge deals, humongous deals on your favorite models. Drive home a new Jeep 4x4 today for $159 down or $159 a month. Your choice. Complete the entire buying process online. Just shop, click, and drive. They'll even deliver right to your doorstep. You rather visit the showroom? They make that easy and safe, too. Your safety still family's #1 priority, and they take extra precautions to protect you and your vehicle. Just schedule an appointment. They'll take care of the rest. Celebrate 80 years of Jeep at Philly's original Jeep dealer. Family. Call, click, or go visit them today. The Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall. Just remember, family, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You're more than a customer. Yeah, you're family. Online anytime at familyautos.com. See the uncles for details. The offer expires March 31st, 2021.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshares. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, well, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you could buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the crazy thing is this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Experience March like never before because fans are welcome at the FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. You can bet the bracket and watch every game live all tournament long on our 52-foot LED media wall display. And with tons of betting kiosks, you won't miss a thing waiting in line. Treat yourself like a #1 seed. Get off the bench and into the action at FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Your home for college hoops all tournament long. Must be 21 or older and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game. And now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Indeed knows unexpected demand can stretch your business thin.
Leon speaking.
Like at Leon's Plumbing.
Sorry, quick as we can get there is next Friday.
To stay out of hot water, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
What do you get when you talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands there's an art to listening, who's able to hear more than what's being said, and can provide tailored small business solutions that make you feel truly heard. For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud and solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to talk to an advisor today who's ready to help with all your small business needs. 877-ASK-DELL.
Well, the tournament is down to the Sweet 16, so if you've been watching from the sidelines, now's your chance to get in on the action with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, because they're hooking you up with exclusive 30-1 odds on all 16 teams left in the bracket, even the top seeds. That's right. New users get 30-1 odds on any team to win their next game this round. You can win $150 on a $5 bet. Now, I've told you, and I know people are getting sick of it, but Michigan's the team that I took. Gonzaga's great. I mean, there's probably no better team in the tournament from top to bottom. So if you're looking at them this weekend, you're probably going to get a good bet in. All you have to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and make your first deposit to unlock exclusive 30-1 odds. The app is so easy to use, and when you win, you'll get paid in as little as 24 hours. Just sign up with promo code Bob so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New users only. Must wager in designated offer market. $10 first deposit required. Max bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Can we wrap this up? I need to get home in time for General Hospital.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Joe Biden. Thanks, President. He preempted General Hospital yesterday, Pat.
I mean, the audacity.
Absolute audacity.
Can't believe it.
Seriously.
Where does he get off?
What does he think he is? The president?
Your passion's coming through, Pat.
It's unbelievable. By the way, love
the Flyers game.
Love the field. Don't even get into it
God,
again.
they suck.
Gentleman said to me, too, he goes, could you stop talking about the Flyers in the first segment? He says, and he watches now. So he watches in the morning as he's getting dressed, much to his wife's chagrin.
Us idiots again.
He said, could you please stop talking about the Flyers in the first segment? He said, I think you need to come up with some sort of a warning signal where you stop it. He says, because it brings me down. He said, you guys started out today, gave some great Sixer stuff on the Lakers game last night. He goes, which you've been talking about the trade deadline and talking about all this positive stuff, yet you had to give me that downer of talking about the Flyers.
No one cares about hockey.
So do we have a warning signal? Pat, can you come up with some sort of a warning signal when I'm going to, when things are going badly?
Yeah, I think I'll the warning signal will be Zibanejad with the puck. He shoots.
Okay, now wait a minute here. By the way, too, you're at 6 a.m., you're getting dressed, and you're putting the show on YouTube, and your wife's in bed? That's a bad move.
I would hate me, too.
Dude, that's a bad move.
It's a power move.
See, that's a bad move.
Bet you he pays all the bills.
Why is it? What's the bad move here?
It's 6 a.m. in the morning and his wife's still in bed.
Right, and he's putting us on YouTube.
We shouldn't be on his television, so the wife's annoyed.
Well, you can't tell people
Maybe
to
she
wake up
likes
with the
it.
John
No,
Kincade
he said
show.
no, much to his wife's chagrin.
Oh, much to her chagrin.
So I don't think, she may like us at 7:30.
She might like us when he leaves the room.
I got to tell you, I bet you our wives don't dig us that much at 6 in the morning.
Well,
let alone 8 in the morning. And Pat?
Or 6 at night.
You tell people to wake up with the John Kincade show. And this man is trying to do that. He's trying to have his wife wake up to the John Kincade show, and now you're poo-pooing it.
No, I'm just telling him, be careful. Be careful, because you don't want to alienate her.
I'd rather him alienate her than us, John.
That is the
it's
truth.
all about us.
Get rid of her. She's a battle axe.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, trust in Morey.
As we begin the 8 o'clock hour, that's sort of the theme as we get started here. And our 8 a.m. sponsor is Martin Law. That gentleman may need Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. I don't know if it's for injured spouses, but that may happen. Trust in Morey is sort of the theme here. It was certainly a talking point leading up to the trade deadline. Yet yesterday afternoon, I'm listening to The Fanatic on Cuz's show and on the Mike Missinelli show. And I got to tell you, I heard a lot of gloom and doom talk, all based on not getting Kyle Lowry or the chance that they might not get Kyle Lowry. And I was absolutely floored by it. Daryl Morey knows talent. One of the things he also knows, I believe, is the value of talent. And he'll join us at 9:30, shameless plug. He decided that the price was too high because he was shopping. He walked up and down the aisles and looked around. But he decided the price was too high on Kyle Lowry, as did every other suitor in the NBA. And don't forget this, folks. Kyle Lowry also reportedly did not want to be here. The homecoming desire and the stories about the local guy coming home is the most overhyped story with Kyle Lowry of 2021. Next to the Joe Flacco homecoming. It runs a close second. Daryl is going to answer our questions in less than an hour and a half. But he gave me the answer I needed yesterday. His failure to blink shows me confidence. He's exuding that. And I got to love that in my GM. And that's where we start the 8 o'clock hour with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and the coach, Eric Camille. Playing a little hurt today, but man, the coach is working hard for us. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob, we got answers. We're going to get answers today from the general manager himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from Daryl Morey, the head of the organization, Daryl Morey. We're going to get those answers today. He gave me the biggest answer I needed yesterday by not blinking. He told me he was confident. He told me I'm completely confident in what I've got, and I'm just going to tweak. Because, no, George Hill is a tweak.
Yeah, it's a minor addition, a peripheral piece that we kind of had hoped for yesterday. And it's funny because, all right, the Sixers are 10-1 over their last 11 games. They're playing really well even without Joel Embiid and Seth Curry being down for a while. We are such a reactive town, and I'm anxious to find out from Daryl Morey what his thoughts on this are. But what if the team had been 6-5, 7-4 over the last 11? What if there were a couple of losses, bad losses in there? Like they won 2 close games against the Knicks. What if they'd have lost them? What if there was another game that they gave up a big lead that they would have lost? Would it have been come hell or high water? You have to get Kyle Lowry. It very well may have been. And maybe this is fool's gold, just going in an opposite direction. I agree with what the Sixers did wholeheartedly yesterday. But maybe it's fool's gold. Maybe at the end of the season, you go into a playoff and you say, oh, my God, why didn't they go after Kyle Lowry? But I'm on board with it because it secures a little bit of your future also. And I think what he did was very good. And as Jamie said earlier, now it's time to find out what Doc Rivers is come playoff time after this season finally comes to a close.
Do you think it was confidence in his roster, Jamie, or do you think it was I'm not paying those prices?
Both.
Don't give me a fence thing. You're not Egan.
No,
which is more?
You're not Egan.
Don't give a sit on the fence thing.
Probably the value. I think he would have, for the right price, made a significant move because I think he believes they're that close. But I think they honestly viewed Danny Green, Seth Curry, and Dwight Howard as kind of deadline additions. Like, okay, those were our additions in the offseason. We believe they're going to pay dividends in the playoffs. So I don't think they felt the need to really push that in. I think they know what they have, and what they have is an elite defensive team and an MVP candidate, and Tobias Harris stepping up. And I think they think that's good enough to get it done, and they might be right.
It was the Western Conference, Pat, was very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part. Extremely quiet. I mean, except Oklahoma City, that has 17
crazy
first-round picks and 17 second-round picks in the next 7 drafts.
And I think the only ones that'll be good are their own.
It's really sort of obscene.
Yeah. They were quiet. I mean, the only team that seemed to make move, the Lou Williams move was really bizarre to me to Atlanta. And I was a little surprised that the Sixers weren't in on that when I found out that he was getting traded. But I look at Daryl Morey's moves like kind of what Jamie said of he was willing to get the right piece for Kyle Lowry, but he was also very comfortable with what he had. So, all right, we'll go out and get a move like George Hill, which, by the way, the guys joining us in a couple of minutes, Devon Givens, nailed that.
He certainly
Before
did.
Jamie called me, Devon Givens was the first guy to mention George Hill to me. So I think they were comfortable, and it's like, okay, we'll buy low on George Hill, won't give up much, and then we'll take our chance on the veteran buyout part.
Want to get a couple calls in before Devon joins us. Sheem, thank you for holding on in South Philadelphia. Sheem, you have a contrary point of view here on The Fanatic.
Yeah, why do you think it was a good move to get George Hill? I don't understand that one. But
Because your second unit is better than it was yesterday, and you didn't give up anything that concerns me.
right, but it doesn't make you better.
Yes, it
at all.
does.
It doesn't.
Sheem,
Now, let me say
Sheem,
this.
wait. Sheem,
Go ahead,
was
go
your
ahead.
second unit? Is your second unit better today, or was it better yesterday when you had George Hill?
It's the same to me.
No, it's not.
It's the same to me. To me, it's the same.
Why is it the same? You just added George Hill. It doesn't make any sense.
You don't have a scorer off the bench.
Sheem, is Shake Milton, in your opinion, better playing the 2 or the 1?
Well, I can't measure these guys because I've never seen them play in the playoffs. Y'all using regular season.
You saw Shake a little bit last year as a rookie, more or less.
And Sheem, here's the deal too.
I didn't get no value from him in the playoffs last year.
Sheem, here's the deal though. It pushed Korkmaz out of your 8.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And to me, that's the greatest. To me, that's the greatest thing that could ever happen. Because well, I heard Mike Missinelli's show say it the other day. Mike goes, "I'm all in if Korkmaz is 8.5."
Exactly.
If he's 8.5,
yeah, I'm in too.
Got to run here. And one more, Mark in the Northeast. Mark, good morning. You're on the Fanatic. How are you, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Good to have you on the show.
I couldn't disagree more with that dude. What he just said, Sheem. I truly feel like George Hill. Not only does he give you 12 points. He's a combo guard that plays defense, right?
Yep.
And he can also, what happens is now, when Embiid does get his breaks, I feel it's going to free up Simmons to be able to go play to 5 and have more combo guards up top and have him with Dwight Howard. And the defense is going to be valuable in the playoffs. It made our team so much better, I think.
Yeah, and he's a career 38% three-point shooter. Like, everything he brings is exactly what they needed.
By the way, did I read correctly? Last year, he was the best three-point shooter in the NBA?
I don't know. I'll look that up.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think I read that yesterday, that he was that he might have been the best.
And
but,
he is coming off an injury. He got his cast off and apparently is very close to returning. Yeah.
Well, we are thrilled to be able to go to the Comcast Business Hotline. And we love it when we go in our own little stable here. The Comcast Business Hotline, bounce forward. Devon Givens joins us. He is in the paint. He's in the post.
I think
never
you're
know
right,
where he's
John.
gonna
George
be.
Hill was 46% from 3
He was
last
the best
year.
last year. And Devon Givens would have given you juicy nuggets like that, which he does every single night on our 76ers coverage. Devon, welcome to the show. How are you, brother?
Good morning. How you doing, man?
Good, man. I said the coolest, smoothest voice at the station. We had to talk to you today. Not to mention a lookalike, which we'll get to later here. But, Devon, when you saw what happened out of the Sixers and the plan yesterday, do you believe it showed more the general manager and the president believing we're confident with what we got, or that the prices were too high where we were shopping?
A combination of both. It was certainly that they liked what the team was at the time, leading the Eastern Conference with their record before last night, 31-13. Knowing that their best player, the MVP candidate, was not available, and still being able to play the way that they played over the last few games. And sure, we all wanted to see them do it. I've even heard you at the beginning not wanting to necessarily make a big splash, but then jumping on because you knew how good the team was. So we all know how good the team is and still can be. So do the 76ers front office. And I thought they did the right thing in going out there and getting George Hill and not overpaying for a player like Kyle Lowry. As much as I love him, I think Masai Ujiri went a little too far in the negotiations and what he wanted for Kyle. So I love what they did. I like George Hill as a player, the ability to do what he does at both guard positions, the veteran experience, the championship experience, the deep playoff runs, all of these years. He does so much in adding to this basketball team. It was the right fit.
Is there a move, Devon, that was made in the Eastern Conference that made you cringe a little bit as a follower of the Sixers that may have hurt the Sixers? Because I have one in my head that this guy's tough. Is there one that you have in your head that the Eastern Conference made out well?
That made out pretty well. I would say that I think we all go to Miami with Nemanja Bjelica first.
There it is.
Of course. Oh, what was that?
Well, he's
I can't say his name, Devon.
Well, he's Devon Gibbons.
okay.
Yeah, of course Devon's got it.
And
yeah,
you're not.
Of course.
I mean, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, so Nemanja Bjelica and, of course, Victor Oladipo later. Miami got stronger. And with that, not only that, and I know those two moves are huge for what they do, but let's not forget that they were hit by the coronavirus, pretty hard. So now them getting their feet underneath them, everyone coming back, that just improves them overall. So deadline deals, yes, but also just getting healthy with what they do, and now bringing in a player like Oladipo, Nemanja Bjelica, and of course with reports that possibly LaMarcus Aldridge could end up there as well. They look really good. What was yours, Bob?
It was Oladipo. It was, he's just a bulldog. He's a guy that gets up in your girls, you very well know. I remember first time seeing him play in the summer league when he was a rookie. He just impressed me so much that way.
Devon, let's rank who you fear in the East, and I use fear lightly because I do think the Sixers are still atop. Bucks, Nets, Heat. That's kind of it. Rank those three for me in terms of not only their talent, but how the Sixers match up against them. Who do you think's the most difficult for the Sixers now going forward?
Nets, Bucks, Heat, in that order. I still fear if everyone is healthy. Let's just assume everyone is going to be healthy with the Brooklyn Nets. I fear that those three, once they get their chemistry down, and we know the season ends mid-May, but there's plenty enough time if of course, Kevin Durant comes back and is Kevin Durant. I think he's the easiest one that could just seamlessly fit with those two players there and do what they do with very well offensively. Kevin Durant buys in defensively. It's just up to the others. And I think James Harden is a little underrated defensively just because of what all the highlights that we've seen or the lowlights that we've seen of him. His strength, his ability to move defensively. I do think that if he's engaged in that way, and I said a lot of ifs, I know, but that's my number one team. You have to find a way to score against them. Now, the opposite, of course, the counter is they have to stop Joel Embiid. So that's a big counter with what the Brooklyn Nets would have to do. But Milwaukee, with their depth overall, their experience, John, I know how you feel about Budenholzer. So we'll see if he can get out of his own way. And some of the other guys step up as well. Drew Holiday getting healthy, also hit with COVID. I like what they did. I was a P.J. Tucker fan for the 76ers. So with him just simply sliding right into that spot, knowing what he needs to do, a team player overall, I love what Milwaukee still looks like. And finally, Miami, as we just mentioned. But that doesn't overlook with what the 76ers are. Through all of this, through everything, with them being hit with COVID as well, Embiid now being down, and everything that we point at, they're still number one in the Eastern Conference.
Devon, when you got to put eyeballs much more on the Brett Brown era than you've gotten to see the Doc Rivers era where you normally would be able to have much better access. So I'm just going to ask you, when you watch the team play and you watch certain players who were developed by both coaches, what are the biggest differences that you see?
Well, I think with number one, with Brett Brown and Bob, of course, can attest to a lot of this. While he coached and he could pull you in and have you buy in on things, the accountability, which is a strong thing that everyone likes to talk about, was real. And the confrontation as well, where I think he was afraid at times to really dig into guys the way that Doc Rivers is not afraid of doing that. So with the fact that he can figure out, number one, with Tobias Harris, what to do, and we all knew pick and roll, less dribbles, really identifying what you want to do with the basketball at every level on the floor, he's going to be fine. And for a long time, as much as I get on Tobias Harris for things, a lot of that had to do with the coaching staff, specifically Brown, and not utilizing his skill set to the best of his ability to best help the 76ers as well. So that's something that really stands out, where just the confrontational, again, not anything nasty, John, as you know, but just being able to really get in there and have guys buy into exactly what you're saying. These are professionals. They know what they do very well. Now coach them to do just that. And I think that really stands out for me with the two different coaching staffs led by Brown and now with Doc Rivers. So those are some things that really stand out. Also, the Joel Embiid factor where the face-up game, we talk a lot about just backing down and just that smash mouth offense that they mentioned, the bully ball defense that they did very well, but the smash mouth offense didn't have to be all the time. The face-up game, he's a terror from 15 in, Joel Embiid. And once he does decide to ball fake and then turn around and be able to use that brute force as he does and make a decision very quickly, it works out. But all really Brett Brown wanted to do was dump in the post, dump in the post, dump in the post. No, let's let him survey the court. Let's let him survey the half court, see how things are going. And you see that when the double teams come, he's handling it much, much better. So those, I know long-winded, John, but those are a few things. And I can go long-winded on that because it's a big thing with Brett Brown and me.
I got two things for you. First of all, I want to just think of what if George Hill ends up being a huge part of what happens come postseason time, and you're walking into every bar and restaurant in Philadelphia and eating and drinking for free. You zip your lips and you do not say a word about what your name is.
Say thanks for the food.
You just walk in when the guy sends drinks over. When people send, you just wave. do not ever reject. The look-alike for our YouTube viewers can see it now. Mike put together a graphic. It's uncanny how much you look like George Hill.
Well, I'm older than George Hill, so
No,
if
but you-
George Hill looking
well,
like
not
me.
much. Yeah,
Not much.
Yeah, but your moisturizing routine must be really strong because, I mean, you look fantastic. You look fantastic. And I got to know, what time do you wake up in the morning normally?
I normally wake up about 5:30.
Oh, good. Because we're going to need you come postseason time and stuff. So, like, people love Devon. So,
Yes, they do.
So, Devon, we got to find a way to work this out. I want a sponsor on it. So, sponsor, we need somebody to because we need Devon. We need more of Devon in our lives.
I got one more for him, real quick.
No, we got to run.
I was just going to ask him
What?
for a buyout.
Okay.
name, if you had
Get it to us.
anybody.
All right, go on.
You got a buyout name, Devon?
Kelly Olynyk. If he's bought out with Houston as a stretch four, I like Kelly Olynyk.
I just had him up on my screen.
You did, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at? You
Yeah,
like that
that's
one?
funny.
Good job, Devon. We need
That's
more
right.
of you.
You know it, bud.
Thank you, buddy. Now, tonight you've got
Thank
a
you, guys.
show with Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie's bringing you a treat that we have absolutely bullied him into. He's not going to tell you what it is, but it's delicious.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you know I have a sweet tooth, so I'm ready.
All right,
for that.
there you go. All right, thanks, Devon.
Thanks, fellas. All right,
Great,
talk to you later.
great having Devon join us.
Yep.
Coolest voice at the station.
He's great. Everybody loves Devon. You can't meet him and not like him.
I can't wait to meet him.
That's right. You
And I
guys
haven't
still
met him
met
yet.
Wow.
We still haven't met.
It's
And
so funny.
And I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, he mentions Kelly Olynyk. He's literally on my screen because I was looking up to see what his salary was.
Oh, I hate his
he
face.
was the guy that I hate his face, but as a stretch four, he could help this team.
He's better than Mike Scott.
You know, with Allstate, you can really save. Find out how much you can save today. Visit allstate.com or call an agent, and you can get a quote. And I got to tell you that I want to thank our fine friends at the Parks Casino Sportsbook and the Parks Casino Sportsbook app, which is part of our takeover today of the John Kincade Show. The best live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And Bob started something where I've got people saying to me, where are you going to watch games tomorrow? So now everyone's going, well, where are you going to watch
That's
games?
good. Company, better. Things are better in numbers.
That is nice, but we're going to have a lot of fun. It'll be absolutely great. Remember, the Know the Show question comes your way at 9:15. So 45 minutes from now, you set an appointment. You can win a Steel BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Think of this in leaf season. Think of this in edging season. And plus, you can get that Power Pro fabric zipper bag and beanie hat. So you want to make sure that you are around for that. A Know the Show question coming your way at 9:15. And then, Bob, I think someone's joining us at 9:30.
All right. I'm ready for Daryl Morey.
Oh, it's Daryl Morey.
We got some questions for you.
It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. Have a great time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody streaming, everybody on YouTube and Twitch.tv, and all you just listening through your radios. We love you. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. So, I just told you about my friends at Parks Casino. And yes, the Parks Casino in and of itself, spectacular. Absolutely love it. Looking forward to seeing it tomorrow. But you know what I love is being able to take it home with me. And being able to have that Parks Casino Sportsbook app right there in the palm of my hand. Now, a lot of people think you're 2 games into the tournament. We've seen it that the tournament tends to go rather chalk. after the initial rounds. So, do you think you know who's going to win? If you do a futures bet today, because your odds will be better today using the Parx Casino Sportsbook app on who you think's going to win it all when they still have 4 games to win, more than when they have 3 games to win. So, test your knowledge. Throw a few bucks that way. And it's awesome. Right now, you can get a $50 free wager also with no deposit. It's a great deal. Plus a $500 risk-free bet that can be refunded in site credit. Check out parkscasino.com/PA. Use promo code Fanatic or download the app today. Sounds like some great deals for you. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
You can't just tag no offense on the end of something horribly offensive and act like it's okay.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. It's Parx Madness with 97.5 The Fanatic.
Parx Casino and Sportsbook is 97.5 The Fanatic's official home for tournament basketball.
Catch all the games and bet on all the action at Parx Casino and Sportsbook and on the Parx Casino Sportsbook app.
Parx Madness.
Go to 975thefanatic.com for all the details and find out when we'll be at Parx Broadcasting Live.
Presented by the Parx Casino Sportsbook app, the official sportsbook partner of the Real Philly Fan. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Imagine feeling the freedom of 20/20 vision without the hassle of foggy glasses and contacts. Well, thanks to the LASIK Vision Institute, that freedom could be yours. The LASIK Vision Institute has officially taken away everything standing in your way. We're now offering 20% off LASIK with our latest Wavelight laser when treated in April. Go to LASIK.com to see this offer and see if LASIK is right for you. Plus, LASIK has never been more convenient. The procedure typically only takes 15 minutes, and most patients can get back to work the next day. The LASIK Vision Institute offers the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology, and our expert medical teams have performed over 1.3 million procedures. Technology and experience, all more affordable than you might imagine, especially with 20% off. Go to LASIK.com today to schedule your free consultation and start feeling the freedom of better vision. That's LASIK.com. Must mention this promotion and be treated in April 2021 to qualify. 20% off standard price of Wavelight procedure. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to LASIK.com for details. Patient age 40 and over will likely experience the need for reading glasses. Individual results vary.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Hey, how'd you like to get paid to work out? Yes, I said get paid to work out. Now you can with the ISSA, the global leader in personal fitness certification. If you're interested in a money-making career in fitness as a personal trainer, now is your time because the ISSA is guaranteeing you will get a job. That's right. There's a huge demand for certified personal trainers right now. So once you get ISSA certified, they guarantee you'll get a job. Just text AMP to 323232 now to get started for free. You do everything at your own pace and 100% online. Live your life on your terms. Get certified and train like you want. Full-time, at a gym, at home, or as a side hustle. Whatever works for you. Don't wait another day to start your career in fitness. Get certified and start making money fast. Guaranteed. Just text AMP to 323232 right now to get started with your ISSA certification for free. Text the word AMP to 323232.
Good afternoon. Would you like to try a free sample of our double fudge brownie?
Oh, sure. That's very good. I'll just take one more, just to be sure. Yep, still very good.
Some things never change, like never being able to take just one free sample. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Is that macadamia nut I taste? Let me take one more.
Sir.
Yeah, I thought so. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
So many razors. How do you choose? Dollar Shave Club has a premium 6-blade cartridge designed for daily shavers and a 4-blade cartridge that's for less frequent shavers. And they put both blades in one new starter box. So now you can test drive both. If only it was that easy to choose your bracket every March. At least when it comes to razors, they got you. For more info, visit dollarshaveclub.com/gojo. That's dollarshaveclub.com/gojo. And check out DSC at your nearest store. You got questions, we got answers. Welcome to the club.
Get in the zone, auto
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course, we have everything you need to take on that oil change. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $32.99. Plus, AutoZone Rewards members get a $5 bonus reward. Not a member? Don't worry. Joining is easy. And you can even earn an extra $5 bonus reward at sign-up. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Honey, we need to clear the air.
I'm sorry, and I promise it'll never happen again.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
The Bryan Evolution Air Purifier captures and kills up to 99% of select viruses and bacteria. And Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning contractors will do whatever it takes to provide your family with this healthier, cleaner air, including great financing offers on a new energy-efficient system. To find a Pierce Phelps Bryant contractor near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. Your new home for sports betting. Millions of betting options a year on the sports you love. We offer live in-game betting on major sporting events worldwide. Tons of bets available during games, from money lines, prop bets, and many more. And when you win, we offer fast and reliable withdrawals. Sign up now, and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, better odds, more action. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com. Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time to talk about my Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport that I got from my friends at North Penn Volkswagen. We found ourselves in a situation where we needed a new car out of the blue a couple months back, and I got referred up to North Penn Volkswagen. My wife and I absolutely loved it. It just felt right the moment we walked in the showroom, and then we met our sales guy, Matt. Matt didn't hassle us. He didn't push us. He helped us. He helped us get to the numbers that we were comfortable with the car we wanted. There was no hassle. It was simple. It was easy. It felt right. Look, you don't have to listen to me. I encourage you. Go to Google, go to Dealer Rater, check out some of the other reviews from the other customers that aren't on the radio telling you about it, because they're going to echo the same exact things that I'm telling you right now. North Penn Volkswagen in Colmar, it's a breeze to get to. Boop, hop right on 309, Bethlehem Pike, take it to the end. You can't miss it. And there's never been a better time to buy a new Volkswagen. They have 0% financing. 0%! For 72 months on almost all new 2020 models, and they got incredible lease deals going on. There's various specials for everyone. They have a special for college grads. If you're finding yourself freshly out of school, go capitalize on these deals. North Penn is sure to have a great option for you, and they're not going to hassle you about it. Go to northpennvw.com. North Penn Volkswagen. Trust me, it's the right experience and the right choice.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, I'm a seasoned broadcaster, but I've also got a fine head of hair.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We hit 8:31 there. We hit 8:31 there. And today's takeover brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long, got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Pat, there's where the perfect show got. We had it. We had it right there in our grasp, and that's where it went. Close. It was close.
It was close.
It was close.
Is that going in the ledger? The scorecard ledger for the week?
You know, we had a great one though. We had a great one going there, and but look, every perfect game gets ruined by somebody.
It happens.
There's always a botched ball, or that pitch that just gets grooved.
Yeah,
but it works all right. It's a
I might have Bill Buckner you there with that last question to Devon.
It could very well have been the Bill Buckner.
Yeah,
that might have been it. The way it works out.
Yeah, although you gave a nice bing.
Devon gets some love, though. A lot of people loving having Devon on, and I assure you that we have some plans for Devon Givens to be a part of our coverage. We have a lot of good Sixers talk coming your way throughout the course of the postseason, too, so really looking forward to that. The Daryl Morey joins us less than an hour from now. And we will get to Daryl. We'll have a chance to hear from him. And we all have sort of different angles that we want to take on where we're going with Daryl Morey. Remember, there are things he cannot speak of, though.
Yes.
Like he's not able to. He will
like other players' names.
Right. There's things that we can't ask because this is what one of the things always gets my goat is when people who go, they didn't even ask about this guy.
If we ask him about Kyle Lowry, he will say, I cannot comment on that player.
So we can't ask that. We have to ask in generality. Man, they didn't even ask one Kyle Lowry question.
Hypothetically, Daryl, if there was a guy out there by the name of Smile Howery, would you have interest in him?
Exactly. So
who maybe comes from this city.
You know, if there was a guy from North Philly that wanted to, who, by the way, did not want to come back to you. He didn't want to come back to you. And it's clear. So just know, not everybody loves you.
Oh, you're trying to make him out to be the villain. I don't see it at all that way.
Okay. He didn't want to come back. He didn't want to come back, help you. He didn't want that.
Something's odd up there. Something happened. They didn't. Somebody didn't want him coming, or he didn't want to come. So
he didn't want.
The two overriding things are they asked for a bleep load of.
I think that's what it was.
Okay, but why? If you really wanted to get rid of him, you could,
to come.
And the other one is, why did he put out there $50 million over 2 years is what I want before he gets traded?
I don't care.
He wanted to discourage because, well, again, it's these overhyped.
He wants to be in Miami.
But it's these overhyped, talked about homecoming stories. And it is just he's a Philly guy. He wants to come home and be in Philly. They want to come home where the most money is or where the situation's best. And by the way, I don't knock him at all for wanting to live in South Beach, especially after living in Toronto, which I love Toronto, but the tax situation, Pat, imagine if every day they took your high salary and were taxing it worse than any place. You could work at any radio station in the country. But if you work at this radio station, you're going to be taxed the worst.
Yeah, I might want to go there, absolutely. And I'm with you. Like, it's annoying when people make so much out to be a homecoming. Like, I used to work with a guy who came from Albuquerque.
He did,
and it was just like nothing but the homecoming.
You want to come
home?
Want to come home?
It was too much.
Some people want to come home. Some people choose to come home. Some people act like...
No, this guy didn't.
Some people
he didn't have an option.
Some people act like, oh, no, he had options, okay. That guy. Some people act like they want to come home, but they really don't.
I don't
They're
think...
not Philly guys.
No, I don't think he was opposed to it.
Yeah, I do.
I think they put a high price.
I think Bob's...
If he had gotten traded, I would agree with you, but I think they put a high price because he's a top talent and he's the biggest asset they had.
I think Bob's onto something. Why in the world did his camp put out the 2 years, $50 million, which, by the way, he will never get? Why did they put that out?
Yeah, it seems odd.
That was by design.
Where's Toronto going? I mean, if you're going to unload a Kyle Lowry, aren't you looking to get younger? Aren't you looking? You do have to match price. We know that. But, all right, you have a piece. Where are you going? You're losing player after player. You have nobody really left from the team that you won a championship with. So why wouldn't you take something on a guy that you're going to lose? So it's just odd to me. It seems like there was something more going on behind the scenes than we know.
If I'm gonna somebody far brighter than me that has far better connections than me said to me last night, if Kyle Lowry had went to Toronto management and said, put me in Philadelphia, do whatever it takes to get me there, he'd be a Sixer today. He'd be a Sixer today.
But he also was trying to negotiate his future signing because it wasn't about the next 2 months. It's about the next 2 years.
He won't be asking 2 years, $50 million in Miami because that's where he wants to be.
Well,
that's where he wants to be. So he's not asking. He puts that out there to go, I don't want to be there. So don't trade for me because I don't want to be there.
But then having the intelligence of Elton and Daryl in the front office, they realize we're not paying for a rental. Like if you're if you want to be here, then you can be here and I'll pay. But
they're not going to be stupid enough to pay 2 years, $50 million.
No, I think that would be a bad move.
Yeah.
And it's also a bad move to give up a lot for a true rental in that capacity.
Hey, attention, Cherry Hill. You can breathe new life into your home's central air for just $49 with Cardwell's No Breakdown Tune-Up Special. Voted South Jersey's #1 heating and air contractor. Search Cardwell, HVAC.com. And want to remind you that Parks Casino Sportsbook app taking over the show today. Go download that thing. Get involved. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So, the grades. I'm sort of anti-grades, like grade drafts, grade this.
Oh, my God. Every story you look at on
they want to grade everything.
And grades. We look at the draft and grade them.
You can't grade because you haven't seen the players yet. With Daryl, Morey, and Elton's moves, you can
you grade them?
I mean,
because we haven't seen how George Hill fits.
George Hill, you can only grade on paper. But the rest of the moves, it's been a pretty active time here for the front office since last season ended and they realized changes needed to be made to get out of Josh Richardson. I thought Josh Richardson was going to be a better he's not a bad player, but he didn't bring the spacing that was essential for Joel Embiid. Al Horford, we all know what that was. To get out from under those two and get a very controllable Seth Curry contract for the next 2 years, to get Danny Green, who is an attractive trade deadline piece and brings the desired spacing, and he's a winner. To bring all that stuff to the roster, they completely, it's not like a minor makeover. And then Dwight Howard on top, like these were major makeover moves, and they've all worked to damn near perfection.
I would like to have seen what Josh Richardson, not that I don't like the roster makeup. A few years ago, I'd love to see what Doc Rivers, if he had gotten a hold of Josh Richardson.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's somebody that I think that Doc could have gotten more out of.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's the shooter Curry is.
But he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. But I do believe that I always, like you, Jamie, I always thought there was more there.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a little more there.
And I wonder if the right coach could have gotten more there. And I'm not talking about him being
right. No, I hear you.
Second unit, but an 8-man rotation guy.
Oh, yeah. No, he's got skill. He's a guy that I look at when he gets on a court. You just see that kind of swagger. He gets to where he wants to go in a different way, and he hits something, and you'll say, wow, I didn't know he had that in him. So he's got some stuff. I hate the fit. Everything has to be perfect now. Well, you can't get that guy at 4 because he's not a perfect fit with the guy at 3. I hate all that stuff. But that being said, I don't think he was a good fit
He
here.
wasn't. You know why?
He wasn't. Because there's too much dribble penetration and all that stuff.
Was he not a bad fit because of Brett Brown's system?
No, I think that's
his
the player
game.
he
So
is.
you think
it's
I think it's the
he
player
would
he
pass
is.
open threes to dribble drive and take an 18-footer, and you're like, dude, no, we don't. No, stop it.
Is that what would you?
I would.
I didn't do
like,
that.
why are you passing up a 3 to take 4 feet in and then take a jumper contested? Stop it.
You look dazed and confused, Egan.
I'm always dazed and confused when you guys talk. Yeah, Josh Richardson is so overhyped in this town. Like when they traded for him, and I don't know if you guys remember this. Yeah, I know. I love this. I love this.
On everything.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
He wasn't that overhyped.
I don't think
Do
people
you not
really
remember
talked about
people
him.
calling up this station and saying they got a younger Jimmy Butler?
Yes, they did.
So
yes,
stop
they
laughing
did.
me
Guess what?
off
But
like I'm an idiot
Wait a minute here.
when I took the calls that
Wait a
said
minute
he's a
here.
younger Jimmy Butler.
Wait a minute here. I heard this radio station. I heard shows on this radio station where hosts were espousing
Thank you.
And I'm going to tell you, hosts that are still here.
They
that
did
were talking about that. And hosts that got caught up in it.
He was an analytical darling, overhyped. I don't know about.
When you say he's a younger version
And
of
I
Jimmy
heard
Butler,
that.
how is that not
heard
overhyped?
Yes, and I heard that, and I guess what? I heard it on the last morning show. I heard callers bring it up on Anthony's show. I heard people bring it up on Mike's show. That talking point right there, Egan, stood in my head because I used to always hear that. And I think it overhyped it in my head.
We do this with every acquisition we get in this town. We overhype the guy.
It's the Carter Hart syndrome. It's the whole Carter Hart syndrome. For God's sakes, my ears are going to bleed if I hear one more thing about Joe frickin' Flacco in this town.
Greatest signing of all.
Nobody talks about backup quarterbacks like this. Nobody.
Wait, are people overhyping Joe Flacco?
Talking about him.
I haven't heard any of this.
Me neither.
You haven't heard the talk of Joe Flacco? I've heard endless talk.
He's a
of Joe
good backup
Flacco.
quarterback to have. That's it.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know the good. not last couple of years.
I don't know whether he's going to be, but what we've taught. It's a 2-line sentence in a major story. Like, I don't think anybody's overhyping Joe Flacco, are we?
The discussion of it. I've heard more discussion of Joe Flacco than needs to ever be talking about a backup quarterback. If Joe Flacco plays for the Eagles, it's a disaster. It's an absolute abject failure. That means that Jalen Hurts was terrible.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It's a failure.
Which is...
So, my God.
He should get 16 or 17 games regardless. Right. But if he gets benched, that's a disaster.
If Joe Flacco plays, I'm glad. Guess what? I know what I advocated for that move. So I'm all for it. But I just can't believe the amount of people that want to talk about it.
Oh, I think if Joe Flacco's name is Matt Barkley, then they're not talking about it. It's the homecoming.
And if Joe Flacco was from Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
If he grew up in Michigan, no one wants to talk about it.
And if Joe Flacco never won a Super Bowl.
Correct.
It'd still be a good backup quarterback.
It is. I'm glad. I tell
I mean, like Josh Richardson, like back to that real quick, because that's how we jumped. He was like a 4th or 5th option on the team.
Yeah,
we
know that now.
We do know it now, Jamie. But yes, it was talked
people knew it at the time.
Jamie, people wanted to convince themselves that we had won the Jimmy Butler sign and trade. Like we were.
I don't know. I think you and I are in a different universe.
He was the 4th or 5th piece.
I was on this station when he was brought here, played here, and all that. I've mentioned Josh Richardson maybe 10 times in my life.
Then it wasn't you, but there were plenty of people in this city that were saying Josh Richardson. You can laugh it off all you want,
Jamie. I heard it. I listened to this radio station when I didn't work here, and I heard it.
Overhyped to me means this guy's name's being brought up a lot. I don't remember his name being brought up a lot.
There was every attempt to try to spin that the Jimmy Butler thing wasn't going to come back and bite them. That was everyone was doing the twisting all over, not as far as the opinion that Richardson was going to be great, but that seemed to be the prevailing thing that you were hearing was, this is look at what they got.
But the Jimmy thing wasn't going to work out here. It wasn't a fit. From Jimmy to the coach to the front office.
Could you have done a better job in getting something better for him?
Probably not, because the league knew it. Like, at the time, look, I remember reading an article about Josh Richardson's analytics and what he projected to be, and I thought it was a fair trade for what it was, what the situation was. But the idea of overhyping, like maybe a couple callers thought he was something he was.
It wasn't a couple callers. Pat, if I heard it, I would monitor, speechless. When I would listen in on this radio
You can be speechless all you want. I mean, if you type in Josh Richardson younger Butler on Twitter, you'll see tons of tweets saying he's a younger version of Jimmy Butler.
When I would listen to this radio station when I didn't work here, when I would listen to, because honestly, if I went for Sixers talk, I went here. And if I was wanting something else when I didn't live here, I maybe sampled something else from time to time. And I bounced around on the app. And I would hear it all the time. Josh, it suckered me in, Bob. It suckered me in because I didn't know a lot about him. And it suckered me into being excited about him.
I'm on Jamie's side. I don't. No, I'm not. And I don't care if it was me. If it was me, it was me. I don't. But honest to God, if you go headline stories from last year's Sixers team, Josh Richardson, as far as anything, is number 6 or 7. After the coach, after Joel Embiid, after Al Horford, after Ben Simmons, after the Jimmy Butler saga, Josh Richardson wasn't even a blink on my radar. I don't know where all this came from.
I'm going to tell you here, Egan, you are absolutely getting 100% support. You are getting 100% support from our people who are our YouTube followers. Now I've already got 2 on social media,
and by the way,
saying that absolutely, this is not amnesia. I think they heard it too,
and I think this is normal behavior for a fan base. When they make a trade, you want to tell yourself that you want to trade.
Part of the reason he got talked about when he first came here, and maybe where you're perceiving this overhypeness, was nobody knew. Most Sixers fans didn't know who the hell Josh Richardson was.
I'm raising my hand.
And
I absolutely
part
did not
of the talk with Josh Richardson was, all right, Philadelphia, here's who we have. We have a 2-guard who can play a little combo. He can shoot a 3. So maybe that natural discussion led. I still don't think I would classify him as overhyped, but whatever.
Well, it was obviously something that a lot of people tend to be remembering. That there's and I got to tell you, it's exactly the scenario you just pointed out was exactly me.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Right.
So. And then I'm hearing people talk about, oh, well, wait, look what they've got in this guy. Wait till you see what they've got in this guy. I got excited.
It was educating the area on who Josh Richardson was.
I had no idea.
And to be honest, from all I read and the little I had watched him in Miami, he was worse than what I expected, but he's still a solid NBA player. Like, he's okay.
Yeah, I would love to have seen him when. Is he ever going to.
He's a middle of the road NBA guy, that can give you some spark and all. But you can also put this dynamic too. So Jamie and I were on morning show together. Our avenue of speak didn't really go down Josh Richardson Avenue, right?
No.
And then maybe when Pat was doing something else at the time, maybe somebody else took up the clause of Josh Richardson, this is the guy. But I can only equate it to Jamie and I doing this morning show. We really didn't talk about him a lot.
No.
And I must have missed out on it because people are agreeing.
The biggest talking point of Josh Richardson.
I didn't hear you guys as much, so maybe that was right.
The biggest talking point on Josh Richardson was him saying that he was the team leader after like 3 weeks here. We were all like,
I don't even know. I don't even think that was him. I think that was Keith. Like, we had Keith on, and we asked
Keith
the
said
team
it,
leader.
but then Josh Richardson made comment. Like, he came out and was kind of the spokesperson for the locker room.
Well, I felt like I was the team leader on this show after 3 shows. So, I mean, it fits.
Download the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You get the best live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And there's a thing here. Now, Eric says, shame on the fan base for being excited and trying to rationalize a trade.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of natural.
Guess what, though? Guess what? Eric makes a point there. Okay, it's not shame on you, but it is absolutely, that is the definition of fanboy. That's the definition. Where you defy logic and you just say, I'm a fan of the team, I want to be excited, don't bring logic into the discussion.
But there was logic.
That's exactly what.
Because he was trending in good directions in the NBA after his first 3 years in terms of shooting percentage and all that.
Tron in Coatesville. Tron, you're getting a roller coaster at Disney, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yo, bro. Oh, yeah. After the movie, right?
Yeah. It's like these motorcycle. It's a motorcycle roller coaster.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Looks
I'm
awesome.
in. Cool.
What's up, Tron?
Yeah, I think I remember what you guys were talking about specifically, and I think the talking point was he was a finisher, quote unquote, in the mode of Jimmy Butler with all this upside. I don't think it was like a hype train. That was just his selling point to compensate. I mean, to make up for losing Jimmy, because at that point he was our finisher. JoJo wasn't finishing yet, and Ben was Ben. So I think that, and I think it was a back.
And that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, and I think it was a back and forth debate that made it seem like there was a hype train when I think the point was, nah, bro, he's not a finisher. He's a young guy with good talent.
Good job, Tron. Yes, I know.
Yeah, I think when you and everything.
I think Tron
Jamie
makes a good point.
Yeah, he
there.
does.
I
And
can
everything Jamie said was correct because when they traded for Josh Richardson, he was trending upwards, and that's why people said he was a younger version of Jimmy Butler. He was trending up. Jimmy Butler didn't start off scoring 30 a game.
And what do I always say? Is that one of my cliches that I do is don't mention. I'll say don't put that player's mouth in a comparison. Don't mention that guy in a player comparison. And I think there's too much of that in all sports.
Yeah.
Too much hyperbole.
Yeah.
Jimmy is.
And if I remember correctly,
and Jimmy wasn't going to work here.
Wasn't going to work here.
Jimmy have worked with Doc here?
I don't know.
That's interesting because that was the breakup.
I think
Brett and Jimmy Butler did not get along.
Okay, if Tobias isn't here, Jimmy is here, right? I mean,
well, Jimmy and Ben might have been the real issue.
Moved. Yeah, because position-wise.
Yeah, and Jimmy was ball dominant. And then that kind of removes.
I like what they did.
I said it at the time. A lot of people were saying, well, everybody was putting that comparison that you did, John, saying Jimmy Butler or Tobias Harris. And I was saying, no, I really think that the decision was Jimmy Butler or Ben Simmons.
You would have to move on.
And if I remember correctly, Jimmy could have just walked. So the fact that they got something for that situation was like, oh, cool. We didn't get left with nothing.
With all that said, George Hill is a cheaper, younger option than LeBron.
There you go.
Better, too.
And I don't believe he has plugs, which just, also tells you something about his self-confidence. Tells you about that he's comfortable in his own skin.
If it makes you feel better, it's okay, John.
It's his own sin.
It's all right.
He doesn't have the plugs, so it also helps too. Coach K agrees with you, by the way. He absolutely agrees with you. We got a lot coming up for you, including a giveaway at 9:15, where you can win a steel blower. We'll take more of your calls at 610-632-0975. But coming up, This team can win a title. I'll say can. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I love the Parks Casino Sportsbook app and their takeover of the show today. We appreciate them stepping on in here. I love it. Absolutely. Use that Sportsbook app and have it in the palm of your hand. That Parks Casino Sportsbook app lets you do future betting, and that might be what you want to do today. But I can tell you this, too. What it also allows you to do is to just have the ability to be involved in games more. So we spend a lot of time watching games on the show. So being able to sit there and say, I feel like I got a handle on what's going to happen in the second half, well, then throw a few dollars on it. Wager on it. I think it's the best in-game sports wagering app that you can find. And with the Parks Casino, you're doing business with the home team because I'll be there tomorrow morning, and it's fun. I mean, you wander around. It's a great place, you know. That sportsbook you're using, do you actually see brick and mortar? Just wondering. Check it on out. You can get a risk-free bet up to $500. Check out the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Download it today. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. If you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show takeover is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Because I want to talk about my uncle's family, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Uncle Greg, and Uncle Paul going all out for the Jeep Celebration event. Get huge deals, humongous deals on your favorite models. Drive home a new Jeep 4x4 today for $159 down or $159 a month. Your choice. Complete the entire buying process online. Just shop, click, and drive. They'll even deliver right to your doorstep. You rather visit the showroom? They make that easy and safe, too. Your safety's still family's number one priority, and they take extra precautions to protect you and your vehicle. Just schedule an appointment. They'll take care of the rest. Celebrate 80 years of Jeep at Philly's original Jeep dealer. Family. Call, click, or go visit them today. The Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall. Just remember, family, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You're more than a customer. Yeah, you're family. Online anytime at familyautos.com. See the uncles for details. The offer expires March 31st, 2021.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's the good news. Even with high unemployment, there's still a need for hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. right now. And My Computer Career is training people to help meet the demand. No IT experience? No problem. Take the free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. Start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Adam Schefter, every Wednesday morning at 8:10 a.m.
Brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook.
I think at 36, he probably thinks a little bit differently than he did at 31, like a lot of quarterbacks. I think when you've had the type of run that he's had, when you've had the experience he's had, when you've bounced around like he has, I think your perspective changes some.
Adam Schefter, every Wednesday morning at 8:10 a.m.
Brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
And on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
The tournament is in full swing, and DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, you win $100. It's that simple. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using code FANATIC. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Okay. Indeed knows unexpected demand can stretch your business thin.
Leon speaking.
Like at Leon's Plumbing.
Sorry, quickest we can get there is next Friday.
To stay out of hot water, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
911, what's your emergency?
This car, an SUV, it was going across, it went around the barrier and the train. Oh, God.
Ma'am, did a train hit an SUV? Is that what happened?
Yes, the train is still going. The train is going, and the car, I can't believe it.
You can't judge the speed of an approaching train. That's why the signals are there. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Since there was no basketball tournament last March, Unibet is offering twice the sign-up bonus this year. Get $40 free and $500 risk-free. With twice the bonus, go twice as hard. Woo! Watch on 2 screens. Woohoo, yeah! On 2 couches. Both cheeks. And place twice the bets. Bonus! Get $40 free and $500 risk-free. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I will have a back lawn soon, and a front lawn too. So I need a lawn service, and that is why my friends Anthony Gargano and Mike Missinelli told me, with no uncertain terms, I am going to use Natural Lawn of America. I was like, well, wait a minute, guys. I want to do my own research. What did I find out? Well, they've been in business 30 years, a locally owned company. And also, too, they're going to do a custom approach to make sure that my lawn is going to be a greener, weed-free lawn using their exclusive organic-based lawn care products. Now, I know nothing about that stuff. But what I do know is the customer satisfaction's through the roof, and that Natural Lawn has reduced chemical pesticide use by 85%, which I also respect greatly, because Nikki Foles is going to be running around the back lawn. Look, I want to trust my lawn to Natural Lawn, and I think you should too. And this great offer is going to make you want to do it. Schedule their full-service program, get free seating every year. That's free seating every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED, 800-FREESEED. Choose my lawn care company, Natural Lawn of America, with greener grass and fewer weeds, guaranteed.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Sorry, this is your life right now. Listening to me on the radio.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Oh, tell the boss that he's a big jerk. You've worked hard all week. You want an ice cold beverage and you just want to say, take that job and shove it. Have a great weekend, everybody. I couldn't be an FM DJ.
I just turned to a different show.
I couldn't be an FM DJ. Couldn't be an FM DJ. 9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show, brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Bagster.com.
So a friend of mine that I went to high school with, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
I just have a vision of 4 boys tackling each other at commercial breaks at your station.
Oh, man.
4 boys is accurate.
No, what's funny is we could all fight, and then you go to a break, and it's,
next topic.
Yeah, everything's normal.
I can always tell that when Bob wants to go for a walk. When Bob goes,
I usually, because I'm the
Bob
coffee.
likes a little walk.
Bob likes to
like
walk
I'm
in
heated?
general.
Bob, no, you like a little walk. You like to walk.
He joins me on my coffee.
You got to move.
You have to move. You got that. That's like a little boy thing.
Yeah,
I need my caffeine.
By the way, talk about things that are weird.
Egan.
That could never be in a million years calculated. I'm taking this from Hilltop Hoops. In 1998, Gary Trent Sr. was traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Toronto Raptors 41 games into his 3rd NBA season. 23 years later, Gary Trent Jr. got traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Toronto Raptors 41 games into his third NBA season.
That's pretty crazy.
That's like...
Do you want to know another little crazy nugget from yesterday?
That? What is that?
Every Gary in the NBA got moved.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gary Trent Jr.
Every one of them got moved?
There's 3 of them.
Well, first of all, there's not a lot of Garys, right?
Gary Harris?
Gary Harris and Gary Clark from the Orlando Magic. All 3 NBA Garys got traded yesterday.
Okay, can I...
That's my first question to Daryl. Why didn't you get a Gary?
Okay, can I... No, I can't say this because we live in such a...
Oh, just say it.
No.
I don't know.
Say it.
We live in such a hypersensitive society.
Don't push
Somebody will be pissed about it.
Yeah, don't push
Somebody
them
will
up.
be offended by something I'm asking. But, I'm not shocked that there are 3 Garys in the NBA.
There's a Gary in Indiana also.
There is.
Home of Michael Jackson.
Did you watch The Music Man?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where they're from.
I performed in the Music Man.
He goes, in one of the Jackson songs, we're going back to Indiana.
Yeah. I kind of like that
Indiana,
commercial. It's so
here I
stupid.
come.
Gary, Indiana.
Where we're from, right?
Yeah.
And the Jacksons sing where they're
again.
from, right? There you go. So,
Yeah.
Would you say
Bob likes musicals, which is an odd
You
thing.
performed in what?
No, I'm not going to.
No,
Well, no. He dropped the nugget there.
I didn't perform. Like they
Had
asked
to
me
be
to be a
Music
guy.
Man.
So my cousin who lives up in Connecticut, I spent a week up there in Connecticut with him, and he was in a summer play, The Music Man. So I went to like every rehearsal and every play because I was just hanging out with him. So
you can recite the whole play?
Pretty much, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's good, too.
I got a good stat for you, too.
What's that?
Ben
Can't beat my Gary stat.
Ben Simmons last night
Mm-hmm.
shot 1 for 6 on layups.
Ooh.
That's terrible.
You know the restricted area where you're not allowed to be in if you take an offensive foul?
It's the blue paint! It's the blue paint!
He was 1 for 6 inside of that.
You know why?
You know, he didn't play well last night, but then you brought up a stat, and this is
I think I nailed
thought he
it.
played horribly last night.
He was in the same zip code as
Bad night.
Kendall.
And there was so many few games, but exactly.
He was in the zip code
Distracted,
of Kendall. Yeah,
distracted.
too much on the mind.
Daryl Morey joins us at 9:30, and you've got a chance to win a fantastic prize at 9:15, so stick around. Okay, the Rolling Stones said, and I will not sing it, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. So I can hear Daryl Morey humming that as he prepares his morning coffee today. Daryl, join us at 9:30. Because you can now see your 76ers and what they're going to try to win a title with a clear vision. There might be a buyout candidate that comes up, but I think these few statements are true. The Sixers are the deepest 8-man unit in the Eastern Conference. I think the Sixers have the most flexibility options within that 8. The Sixers are the best defensive club in the Eastern Conference. To me, they've removed barriers. This team can win a title. Notice I say can. They have a couple months to get me to say they will. I want to watch this play out. But I'm at the point now where this team can win a title in 2021. I did not believe that when we took to the airwaves on January the 4th. Will I say they will win a title? We're going to have to wait till the postseason begins. We'll watch it play out. That's where we begin the 9 o'clock hour with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and the coach, Eric Camille. Remember, Daryl Morey at the bottom of the hour here on the John Kincade Show. I say now that this team can win a title. Bob, the first day we took to the airwaves here, I did not believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were a year away. But so many things have won me over watching this team.
I think the biggest thing is the improvement of Joel Embiid, right?
No question.
And then,
that is one, but also two, how I've seen them play without Joel Embiid is what's pushed me over the top.
Right. That's great. I was going to say also the improvement of Tobias Harris, the coaching obviously of Doc Rivers. There's not much you can't go on. But there was a topic that we didn't hit that I brought up that's scaring the hell out of me, and you alluded to it in a different area. What did you say about Kevin Durant's injury?
It's
that they're not saying anything.
The silence tells me more than if we knew something.
Now, I am not being an alarmist here. I am not.
No, Bob.
When was the last time we heard the Sixers talk about Joel Embiid?
Well, you know what's funny? When it first happened, I circled the Lakers game as around when we'd hear an update.
So I assume we should get an update today. But
I think you're going to get an update on Monday. I don't think you're going to get
I
don't think you're going to get a Friday news dump. And by the way,
if you do, it might not be good news if it's a Friday news dump.
The way the Sixers have played, I think now whatever they thought Joel Embiid would be out, I think they're okay with them missing 2 or 3
Probably.
more.
They've been afforded that luxury. There's no question about it. So that is the only thing, John, that I think would hold them back from competing for a title.
No question.
I think they're right there. I think the national media, like I said earlier, listening to some of the people talk about the trade deadline and all, it's wow, watch out for these 76ers. They become that team.
I'm assuming, believe me, my statement is completely assuming health.
Yes,
I can't factor in.
Right. We can't do that. All right, so take that out of it, and Joel Embiid returns, and whenever he does,
I see the John Kincade Show broadcasting from a rooftop, from a parade, from a bus. I believe that can happen this year, and I did not believe that in January.
Yeah, I think they're one of probably 4 teams that. Maybe 5 that have a real crack at this. I'll never say they will, because speaking in absolutes in sports is, who the hell knows what's going to happen, and a quadruple bounce happens, a double doink in a playoff game happens, and the Bears lose. So, weird stuff happens, but they absolutely can. And like I said earlier, I don't think teams want to face the Sixers. You have a gaggle of arms defensively on this team that few teams can trot out. And it is not fun when they're defensively motivated to play against this team.
Did you think January 4th, heart of hearts, when we started this show, did you believe the Sixers could win a title in 2021 with what you knew on January 4th?
Yes, because of Joel Embiid.
No, because we didn't know that Joel Embiid was taking this next step up.
Remember, we've seen the next step up since we've started.
That's why, if anything would have held me back,
he's been at an MVP level all season.
Yeah, but we're talking about the beginning of this. Aren't you talking about the beginning of the season?
Well, no, I'm talking about January 4th.
No, he said January 4th.
We'd only seen literally at that point.
I've gotten more
12
confidence.
Games? We'd seen 11 games.
My confidence has grown since January 4th, no doubt, but I still thought they were one of probably 6 or 7 teams.
Pat, where were you on January 4th? Where are you today?
Oh, good question. I don't remember where I was on January 4th.
You were here.
I was here.
You showed up late for the first show meeting.
Hey, I wanted to set your expectations low, and
I already had seen your height, so I knew
hilarious. I think I was at a spot where I didn't expect them to be really any different than where they were now, but I did expect a deadline, though, to be more active for them. I'm a little surprised that it was, I don't want to say a minor move, because George Hill isn't a minor move, but I kind of expected that James Harden, Kyle Lowry type deal that would put them over the top.
All right, let's do this. I want to put this to you, John. Let's go back to March 17th, because I love what you just did with January 4th. Let's go back to March 17th. That's when the Sixers lost to Milwaukee here in overtime.
Yep.
Joel Embiid had just gotten hurt a couple games earlier. The night before, they just barely beat a bad New York. Well, not a bad. They barely beat a New York.
Mediocre.
New York Knicks team. If on March 17th, after they're here and they lose to the Bucks and Joel Embiid's hurt, and I said they're getting George Hill at the trade deadline, and that's it.
Not enough, I would have said.
I know, right? So that's where my concern.
I'm being honest, I would have had it wrong.
Well, that's where my concern comes in. Like, is this fool's gold? Are we?
No.
It's enough data that it's not fool's gold.
It's not.
Okay.
But I did think, because I think you asked us maybe February 1st, where we thought the Sixers would be March 1st, which is coming up. I think I said they were going to be in second or third place.
You did.
I didn't see them.
So did I, by the way.
Having this run without Joel. This is impressive, what they're doing right now. And look, Ben Simmons is, minimally impact. I don't want to, you know what I mean. He's major impact, but people think he's a minimal impact.
Staples has got everything you need to be organized and productive, like home office furniture, the latest tech and organizational supplies, all at amazing prices. Get a fresh start with big savings from our friends at Staples. That Know the Show question is coming up in just a few moments here. You don't want to miss that. Your chance to win a fantastic prize. A Steel BGA 57 battery-powered blower, plus a Power Pro fabric zipper bag, and the beanie hat.
The hipsters would love that hat.
Jamie in the beanie hat.
I don't do the beanies well.
I want to see Jamie in the beanie.
I don't do it.
Which one? What's a beanie hat?
Like a winter. Just a winter cap.
Oh, like just
like a beanie.
Oh, the beanie cap. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
I
have
don't look
trouble
good in them.
finding them in your size?
No, I look stupid in them because of the glasses, and then and I'm bald. It just doesn't work.
Gentlemen thought
the beanie covers the bald.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Doesn't
work.
the beanie cover the bald?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does, but then
Your
can
head
tell
is enormous, though, so it probably doesn't even
the
cover your
glasses,
ears.
and it's not a good look.
One of our YouTube viewers earlier, see if you can find it, Coach. He thought that Jamie had a lookalike today.
Scott Van Pelt?
No.
That's the one I get most commonly.
You get the Scott Van Pelt?
Yeah. Tall,
I can see
bald
that.
glasses.
Yeah, but
That's pretty much
they're
it.
totally, completely different body types.
Yeah, Jamie's more of an Adonis.
I walked behind Jamie yesterday. Jamie fills a doorway.
You walked behind Jamie, you better be careful.
There's
grenades walking behind Jamie.
He did not break wind. He did not break wind. But whereas SVP's tall, like really, really tall and lanky.
Yeah.
He's lanky.
It's just all us tall, bald glasses guys get lumped together, you know?
Hey, Lewis in Pensauken joins us here on The Fanatic. Lewis, good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Hey, listen, I wish I had a witness with me. I actually wanted George Hill above Kyle Lowry because I knew that Kyle Lowry was going to cost you a lot of assets, and really you would have to overpay to get him. But George Hill, I don't think people remember, but I remember he had an excellent playoff run just recently with Milwaukee. He was like the only guy that showed up for that series. He was in like 20 points a game. He can shoot the three, has a lot of playoff experience, will really be able to increase the depth and actually, really take control of that second unit. Allows Shake to be, the two guards, off
There
the
you go.
bench.
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent trade. He's a good defender. I just think
I'm all for it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I think we're all for it. I mean, everybody likes the move. Gentleman trying to give the thing truth and wisdom, saying this is the equivalent to malpractice. Jamie and Bob saying giving up certain players for the Sixers for Lowry would be too much, but they were all for it last week. You guys were never all for dumping Thibault, Maxey, first-round picks. You never said that.
Yeah, I don't want to be hypocritical. Yes, I did say I wanted
Lowry.
Yeah, I said I loved it. If I changed my tune, I changed my tune.
You didn't want to give up Thibault, though. You said
I didn't want to give up Thibault. I never ever wanted to give up Thibault. And Danny Green, I think I said it from the beginning. I appreciated him. I think a little bit more than a lot of people do.
You did. Download the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. They've taken over the show today. For the best in live in-game betting all tournament long, you got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's time for the Know the Show question. This is your opportunity to win a Steel BGA 57 battery-powered blower, plus a Power Pro fabric zipper bag and beanie hat. Don't miss Power Pro Equipment's tax-free lawn and garden sales event. It's Friday and Saturday at their Malvern and Quakertown stores and PowerProEquipment.com. Power Pro Equipment, the power you need. By the way, do you know they have dudes on the prices right now?
What do you mean?
As show dudes?
Show dudes.
Is that their name? I think I've seen that, yeah.
Show models.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You have seen that?
Have you seen Drew Carey lately?
Yeah.
Dude looks like he got into the edibles.
Yeah, he's gotten into the edibles.
Oh, yeah.
Why? What'd he do?
He's
put
chilled
the weight
out,
back
man.
on. And he's gone put the weight back on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done the
I think he found
weight
weed,
thing,
too.
and then he went up. Well, he
looks
owns
chill.
the Seattle soccer team.
Does he really?
Seattle Sounders.
I didn't know that.
He's one of the owners.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so he definitely knows how to do that.
Recreationally.
So here's the Know the Show question. And if you know the answer, you can win this fabulous prize. Earlier in the show today, Jamie Lynch took someone out at the knees on a voicemail. We played it for you. Who is it? Who did he take out at the knees on a voicemail? 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. You have to say, who did Jamie take out on the voicemail earlier today?
It was vicious and uncalled for.
It was a little vicious.
Like I didn't need that.
I thought it was quick though. I think it was quick.
It was, but
it was like a quick stabbing.
It was
Zip.
zip.
Like
yes.
John will kill you with pebbles.
John is death by a thousand cuts.
Yes. But Jamie's just a bang. There you go.
I got someone right by the kidneys and then
Jamie's
bounced.
the knockout punch. By the way, you got to call in. We got people ringing the phones right now, but you got it 610-632-0975. Who was Jamie ripping on the voicemail earlier today? Daryl Morey joins us, by the way, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Somebody needs to get on. We got to get somebody on the line just named. We get tons of calls. We need to get someone on the line. Let's see who we can go here. Let's see. Where should I go first? I'm going to Nelson. Nelson in Philadelphia. Nelson, do you know the show?
Yes, I do.
Who was Jamie ripping on a voicemail earlier in the show?
The one and only Bob Cooney.
There it is.
It was uncalled for, wasn't it, Nelson?
We're going to let people hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Nelson, it
Not
was...
a Foxhole guy.
No.
Damn you, Nelson.
There you go. We're going to put you on hold. Nelson, congratulations in Philadelphia. He wins the prize. And we thank our friends at Power Pro Equipment. And check out their Malvern and Quakertown stores. Earlier in the show, those who might have missed it, we learned that there's not the Foxhole types on this show. There's some guys.
Dude.
There's some guys in this show that don't know how to, really. They're sort of cheap shot artists behind the scenes on voicemail.
Yo, dude, did you hear Bob talking during that one break? He's convinced they're going to get Lonzo Ball. What an idiot. The move's going to be George Hill. Bob thinks he knows his Sixers real insider, covered the team. Yeah, later.
Uh-huh.
So that is Jamie. That is Jamie calling Egan. So that's after yesterday's show.
It was
right?
around 10:17 a.m.
That's
he called me because he wanted to go out to lunch again, and he wanted me to order.
Pat, you want to run it back on cheesesteaks?
So you waited till you got out of our area.
Exactly.
He's over hanging out near Preston and Steve making the call. Jamie, where are we going? What exit are we taking so Bob doesn't see us?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the funny
Where's
thing
Kincade? Run the other way.
That's not the only voicemail that I got because I got voicemails from all three of you.
That's the only vicious one you got.
Oh, really? Because the first one was not nice either.
All right.
Yo, dude, I wanted to tell you during our post-show meeting what I think the Sixers are going to do, but John wouldn't shut the hell up, so I couldn't get it in. So I'm just telling you right now, I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're standing pat. I think they want to do something, but I don't think anything's going to happen. He's still talking over there in the background, so I'll talk to you later.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
No,
Somebody imitates me.
Guess
well.
what, though? Here's the problem, though, is I'd love to be able to argue with
I think I could actually hear you in talking in the background.
I'd love to be able to argue with Bob's point.
I made the call 10 feet from you, and you didn't even know I was making it.
I'd love to be able to argue Bob's point, but what I would know is that Jamie and Bob, look, if you've got a problem.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh, okay. You don't want to play the last voicemail that I got?
Mine is
Do we have enough time?
Mine is innocent. However, we are running late.
Yeah, we only have 3 minutes to get the break, but here it is.
What's up, Patty Pat? I swear, every time management comes to me and says that we should get rid of you, you go on and you have a great Thursday like that. It just changes my opinion totally. Seriously, in that meeting, I know Jamie's doing the mock draft now, and we have that every Thursday. But does Jamie think he's like an NBA executive too? He was coming off so arrogant about like thinking exactly what the Sixers were going to do today. He really did. It seemed a little arrogant, got to tell you. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Just to prove Jamie wrong, I think Daryl Morey's doing almost nothing. My guess is there will be names acquired that we did not talk about on today's show. So I don't think it's going to be Oladipo. I don't think it's going to be Lonzo Ball. I don't think it's going to be Kyle Lowry. I think it's going to be something where he pulls a rabbit out of the hat, and it's a move that we didn't expect. That's my guess. But I'm sure NBA executive to be Jamie would have a different opinion on that. But, man, did you see Bob's face, too? He looked constipated. Talk to you, Mark. See you.
Well, wait a minute.
Shrapnel all over the place, Mr. Kincade.
No, wait a minute,
right?
though. In my defense, in every meeting, does Bob not look constipated?
Yeah, he's got a bad meeting
How do
face.
you know? We are wearing masks. You don't know what I look from my eyes. You know what I look like?
You look like you are 2 miles away from the rest stop and you got to poo. In a meeting.
Well,
it's just because my ears are bleeding because you don't stop talking.
By the way, who was right on the voicemails? The NBA executive insider?
Well, mine was absolutely too. I said
You
flat
said
out.
that. Rabbit out of that.
Absolutely fly. There's going to be nothing that's going to be.
I said I didn't think they were going to do anything. You were right, Jamie.
Thanks, Bob.
And I think of all the people that have to get rid of their, they had ordered the Lowry jersey.
I became a big fan of Coach Camille because he didn't bother me after I left.
Did you see the tweet Jamie put out yesterday and included all of us?
Isn't that nice?
Oh, he didn't include
wait,
that.
no, he didn't include us 'cause
Yeah,
he
foxhole guy.
He didn't. Hey, we got to get out of here. Daryl Morey's coming up next. Do not turn the dial on the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Best time of year for those who like to do the in-game wagering. The College Hoops Tournament is here, and Parks Casino Sportsbook app is always here for you. So whatever your sport of choice is, Parks Casino Sportsbook app allows you to do future betting, spreads and teasers and parlays, or you can get in the in-game wagering, which is my new personal favorite. Download the Parks Casino Sportsbook app or go to parkscasino.com. Use promo code FANATIC. And if you're using one of the future bets, a $100 bet on Gonzaga right now can win you $250. $100 bet on Baylor can win you $275 if you're going with the chalk. What I want you to do is download the app today or go to parkscasino.com/PA. New customers, not only do you get a free $50 bet with no deposit, you can get a risk-free bet up to $500 returnable in site credit. It's the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Absolutely amazing. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. Now, I might see you at Parks Casino tomorrow morning. Just say hello. Wave to me. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, you're shopping for a new car? Visit the team at Mercedes-Benz of Fort Washington, Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, or Mercedes-Benz of Atlantic City. Yes, I said Mercedes-Benz. You know, as spring approaches and the weather warms up, it's the perfect time to take a test drive. I am confident you'll have the ride of your life, no matter what model you're in. See, with Mercedes-Benz, the entire family of SUVs and classic sedans are at the top when it comes to luxury. The best or nothing is the slogan from Mercedes-Benz. Now, once you sit in a luxurious interior cabin and look at the stylish details of the exterior designs, you'll understand what they mean. And it doesn't stop there. Whether you're at the dealership or shopping online, you'll experience car shopping the way it should be. You're going to appreciate the knowledgeable and helpful staff at the dealerships I go to. So visit the team that I trust implicitly at Mercedes-Benz of Fort Washington, Westchester, or Atlantic City. Online at yourmercedes.com. And tell them Mike Miss sent you.
Hey, it's Anthony Gargano. Did you ever hear a commercial on the radio and wonder what would it be like if it were my business? What would that sound like on the air? Well, look, 97.5 The Fanatic is offering area business owners the chance to experience how their company would be portrayed in a radio commercial. Produced for you by our experienced creative team. This is amazing, and you're going to love it. All you have to do is go to 975thefanatic.com, click on the free radio commercial banner, and tell us about your company. We'll take the info, we'll tell your story. Let 97.5 The Fanatic demonstrate the fun, flexibility, and the power of radio advertising. Get started right now at 975thefanatic.com.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
March is the biggest month in college basketball, where teams across the country test their talent in the hopes of winning it all. For finding talent that can help your team win it all, there's LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view, as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise, and save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Eventually, we'll all be commuting again, going out to dinner, even vacationing. You remember what it's like leaving your home and returning to a dark house? Well, this is Mike Miss for Farron Electric, certified Lutron pros with Cassetta by Lutron. Farron Electric can automate your lights inside to turn on when you pull in the driveway or off when you're already in bed. Control your lights remotely from anywhere, right from your home. Yep, my electrician, Farron Electric, can set that up too. Give them a call or visit FarronElectric.com. That's FARRYN Electric.com.
The Nokian Tires One is the one for safety, one for durability, one for sustainability, and the one tire for you. Nokian tires are crafted to perform in the moments when you need them the most. And the Nokian Tires Satisfaction Guarantee means you'll love your new Nokian One tires. And nobody knows tires better than CJ's Tire and Automotive. CJ's is your one-stop shop for tires, rims, repairs, and scheduled maintenance, and getting you in and out in no time. Visit any of their 17 area locations and discover why CJ's Tire and Automotive is better, faster, and more affordable.
Welcome to the show. Are you ready for a ride?
Welcome to the show, America. This is Ford Truck Month. Get the best deals of the year on the only trucks built Ford tough. Drive home the all-new, completely redesigned 2021 Ford F-150, the legendary Performer Ford Super Duty, or the adventure-ready Ford Ranger. Work or play, count on Ford trucks to get the job done. But hurry, Ford Truck Month is one show you don't want to miss.
Welcome to the show.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on radio.com. Live.
Did you enjoy that opening weekend of the tournament? Because I sure did. And the tournament's in full swing, resuming this weekend. And DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, you'll cash $100. It's that simple. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the hunt for your shot at winning $100, and all it takes is a $1 bet and that team winning their next game. There's no better way to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC when you sign up to turn that $1 into $100 if the college basketball team of your choosing pulls off the win. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yep, this is really happening. You're listening to us knuckleheads instead of doing something that you could be productive in.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Today's takeover of the John Kincade Show is done by Parks Casino and that Sportsbook app. They're absolutely awesome. It's the best in-game betting app all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And we appreciate them. Daryl Morey will join us momentarily here on the John Kincade Show. Some of our observations here. Scott says, Bob, nod twice if you're constipated.
I'm not. Feel
he
good.
Said that's good.
Good to go. No, believe me, Bob's regular.
So I'm very regular too. I've never had.
And we will move on. This is a good precursor to Daryl coming on.
Yeah,
right. Daryl, what the hell am I getting into?
He's not on the line yet, so we'll get to that.
He's monitoring.
I take offense to Ryan Doherty. Ryan Doherty pisses me off a little bit. He says that John looks like a Malvern prep guy. Don't take Ryan.
That's a good line, Ryan.
You don't want to be laughing too much times until you Google what they're saying.
No, I don't. There's a reason I don't read the comments.
Is a Malvern prep guy though? That wounds me.
You do have an Interact look to you a little bit.
That wounds me.
Yeah,
that really does. That really wounds me.
Keep it out, Ryan.
Don't really like that. So we're waiting for.
It's not bad.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I really don't like it. No, I mean, now the weird thing is, I always would say myself as an O'Hara guy. I'm an O'Hara guy. And I threatened. My cousin Eddie went to Malvern. My dad wanted me to take the Malvern test. I took the Malvern test, got in, and I told my parents, if you send me to Malvern, I will flunk out. I will absolutely. I will
waste your money.
I will hate it. I will hate it, and I will flunk out. And I said, I don't want to go there. And my mom goes, well, then why are we wasting any money on private education for him? Let's send him to Marple. So she was trying to play the mind game with me.
She tried to call your bluff by bluffing herself.
My mom was a Radnor High grad. And she always thought public school's perfectly fine. That's great. So,
public school is great.
And she loved Radnor, and she knew how good a school Radnor was. And my dad was a Lower Merion grad. So she was like,
two good schools?
Two really, really good schools.
Yeah.
Right. We could, he doesn't have to go to where we have to pay anything.
A little reverse psychology by Betty.
Little brat. No, she just thought I was a brat.
Oh.
She just thought I was, which I think
my dad said, you want to go to Catholic school? You better get a job.
It's unbelievable. Colin says, where in Broomall, John? He grew up on Davis Avenue. Colin, get ready to have your mind blown. I grew up on South Malin Road, 1 block over.
Wow.
Franklin Avenue connected.
I have no limited Delco knowledge.
Colin, if you made a turn on Franklin Avenue and drove straight up Franklin Avenue into South Malin Road, you were staring at the house of my birth. Well, I wasn't born.
Is it a national landmark now?
It should be.
Oh, okay.
I think it really should be.
Does it have your Cardinal O'Hara Hall of Fame plaque anywhere?
That's in.
No?
No, I have that. I'll have that in my home, though.
Oh, yes.
I'll have that in my home.
Probably
someday.
in the foyer.
I'll have that in my home. Temple doesn't think enough of me to put me there. So we're still waiting for Daryl Morey.
Do you say foyer?
What are the chances?
No, but John probably does.
No, I do not use foyer. For God's sake. We're still waiting for Daryl Morey to join us, which really is causing a...
I can see Daryl being a foyer guy.
You know this is causing my skin to just crawl.
It's all right. Calm down.
You know it's causing my skin to crawl.
Yeah.
Bob can sense it.
Maybe the buyout market opened up and he's a little busy.
Bob can sense it.
I can sense you're a little... Daryl's right over my shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah, your left shoulder.
I know, but I'm trying to look it on YouTube here because I just called it up for...
He can sense the anguish.
I don't know how you do this. Do you have it on YouTube, all like the whole show pretty much?
No, the comments, yes.
Oh, all right.
Comments, and I look at them during the break.
Okay.
But I look at them during the break. I try to avoid them during it. Hey, the law firm for injured workers is our friends at Martin Law. I want you to visit paworkinjury.com today. So, this is just driving me crazy.
I can see how you're wearing your uncomfortableness.
I'm absolutely.
It's pretty fun to watch.
It is. I like watching you squirm a little bit.
Yeah.
I am a freak for order.
Yeah. I see a number up on the line.
Yes, I do too. So I know that it's coming.
I think you're good.
Don't worry, John. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Woosah. There you go. All right, we're back. We're centered.
I'm going to go to the Comcast Business Hotline. It's a man that everybody wants to talk to today, and we are thrilled to welcome him in. The 76ers' Daryl Morey joins us here on the John Kincade Show. Daryl, we appreciate your time this morning. You had a busy day yesterday, so we appreciate you making time for us today.
Thanks for having me on. So I was late. I was stuck on the phone. So it's buyout season.
As long as I said, as long as it was a work call, we're totally fine with it. I got to tell you, when we look at what went down yesterday, does you relatively standing pat at the trade deadline tell us more about what the marketplace looked like yesterday, or does it tell us more about what you feel about your roster?
Well, for us, it wasn't standing pat. I mean, as George Hill's agent knows, I've been trying to get him on a team for a while, and I think he's even a better fit here than any past team I've had. He's the two-way guard that was exactly what we thought we would need for the playoff battles coming up. That said, to answer your question, I do think there was not a ton of players available this year relative to past years that I can remember, right? But I haven't really studied it, but it did seem like fewer.
Daryl, what's it like working with a guy like Doc Rivers who gives you the idea of what you've got on your roster, because he is a guy who uses his players, goes deep into his bench, isn't afraid to, play guys that are on the roster. Some coaches tend to be a little more restrictive. Doc really gets these guys experience, which gives you eyeballs.
Yeah, what can I say about Doc Rivers? I mean, he's been unbelievable all year. Has the guys playing like at a high level. To your point, he'll go deep into the bench, especially in the regular season, which is really, really helpful. He's willing to play young guys, the ones that are showing him things in practice and coming in and doing the work. And it's very helpful. Yeah, I thought Paul Reed came in and gave us some nice minutes yesterday when once Dwight got ejected. So, Doc Rivers allows me to focus on just getting better players, and he and his tremendous staff, do the rest. It's been fantastic.
Daryl, when you're building a team like a day like yesterday and you have Embiid and Simmons and Harris, those cornerstones, I know you're looking to build with them, but do you also have an eye, something you alluded to a little bit earlier, do you have an eye on the other teams in the league and get things to match up with them also?
Not usually. I'll be frank. Like, that's something I think you do when, maybe you're the, for sure, like if you're Golden State during their run or the Bulls during their run where you're going into the season as the overwhelming favorite, and you have a team that, you're going against that team, or you have a team that you're targeting, you'll face. I generally just try to make the team we have best, but I try to have players that give Coach Rivers options to attack different teams based on how they're guarding us. I think that's what you mean. But, I won't, for example, say, hey, we're going to go against Superstar X, so we need, Defender Y. Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Daryl, if you had your wish for the remainder of the season and into the playoffs, which would be more important or valuable to you? Would it be maintaining themselves as a top defensive league or team in this league, or improving kind of an overall offensive, net rating, more or less, for better words?
Yeah, Coach Rivers and I have talked about that. We really feel like our formula to win the title will be to be the best defensive team in the league, and we think we'll be there. In fact, we have been when we're healthy. I think we're second overall, but this has been a strange year with players in and out and across the league. But, when we've had our main rotation and now with George Hill added, we feel confident our identity will be defense. If you have that identity, that actually helps your offense. We can get out and get easy baskets after the other team misses. So we're pretty focused on defense. Doesn't mean that, obviously, we want the offense better as well. And we had a nice showing yesterday. Coach Rivers really changed up how we're playing with a bunch of guys out, and we're able to beat the Lakers, which was fantastic. So, we like to be one in defense and, be top 10 in offense, but I think we're really trying to be the team that, hangs its hat on defense.
Daryl, how do you personally balance the idea of saying, I want to be looking ahead to 2022 and 2023 and where we're sitting, but resist the urge to say, I want to push all my chips in 2021 when you're looking at your roster? How much of a personal struggle is that for you, and how many people do you bounce that off of? Like, how many people's sounding boards do you use for that?
Yeah, that's probably the hardest questions we face. Appreciate you asking it. And I think, for the entire front office staff, Elton Brand and Peter and Ned and Prosper and Vince and ownership and Coach Rivers. I mean, that is and the superstars in their prime, Tobias and Joel and Ben. These are important questions because we think we have a long run together. There is no answer. I will say that sometimes people make it hard on us, and it's a close call. Like, hey, this move will help us quite a bit, preserves our future ability to improve the team, and this one helps us, way more. But yesterday was it was very obvious that George Hill was the right move. It wasn't even hard given what was out there and what people were asking for.
Daryl, speaking of George Hill, and also I want to throw Joel Embiid in on this, do you have injury updates on the two of them, when George Hill might be able to be back on the floor as well as Joel? Because I think we're right about that 2-week period with Joel now.
Yeah, I talked to Joel for quite a bit because he's still back here, getting work in and getting himself ready, and he's so anxious to get back out there. Again, we don't have the full report from George. He flew in last night. We're still waiting for the full workup on him. But Oklahoma City's a very straightforward team. They gave us what it probably looks like. Both are measured in more days and week. somewhere in that range, like not too long. So I think Sixers fans can expect them to be back in not too long. But Coach Rivers and Tobias and Ben and the whole crew has the group humming, and that allows Joel to obviously handle it the right way, which we would do anyway. But it sure is nice when the team's winning when he's out, because we weren't doing that early in the year.
Yeah, Daryl, I think all of NBA Twitter would love to be a fly on the wall in those final hours of an NBA trade deadline. I was having a blast yesterday just following it all. Between the hours of 12 and 3 yesterday, how many times would you say you picked up the phone?
Oh, I mean, it feels like hundreds. Yeah, I would want to be a fly on the wall someday, because it's so intense across multiple. They're calling Elton, they're calling Peter Dinwiddie. It's a very intense period, and you generally have to answer the phone because no matter who calls. So, please stop calling me. People have my phone number during the trade deadline, because sometimes it'll be an important call from an agent or something that they may not have. They may have a new number, so you generally sort of have to grab it. So that was sort of crazy yesterday when someone called me in the middle. But yeah, no, it's intense, and a lot of times it makes absolutely no sense. I like to do, as you saw, we sort of did the George Hill deal early and would have done it yesterday, except for, having to arrange, probably it into a 3-way, which made it work for everybody. I like doing things early. I'm not a big, deadline, push it all the way to the end. I've done that before, but, some teams, they'll throw in their best offers at 20 minutes to the end. And the NBA has made that really difficult. They've made it hard to do things right at the deadline, because all the teams need to call and have exactly the right terms by 3. So you really can't take it up to the deadline. And then the league has famously canceled a bunch of deals. So I don't really operate that way, but other teams do. So I do have to field a lot of calls right at the end, even if I don't understand why they do it that way.
Daryl Morey joining us here on the John Kincade Show on the Comcast Business Hotline. Bounce forward. So I'm not asking for any names, but I'm asking you for an observation. As a NBA executive, how much that you hear the week leading up to a trade deadline through media circles, and I'm talking sports talk radio if you consume it, Sports Center, things like that, what percentage do you hear that you go, yeah, that's true, and what percentage do you say that is complete BS on an average year?
It's a good question.
On average,
it depends. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to give an average because there's so many. What I would say is among the ones that are generally considered reliable, and I don't have to say who those are, but I think people know there's probably a set of 3 to 7 that are known to be reliable. I think they operate in the 80% range, and most teams can pretty much figure out quickly what is nonsense because they know a certain agent's giving that to a certain guy, and maybe the media guy's helping them out, and maybe they're not, actually checking this too. So we can tell pretty fast. But if you're a fan, it would be hard. But I'd say the reliable ones, 80%. I'd say the mid tier, you're looking at a 40 to 60% hit rate where, they don't have as good as sources. So
don't get to us. Don't get to this show, please. Don't do that.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's so funny. I'm not going to say which tier you guys are in. So that's fine. So.
All right. Well,
I do want to answer the last. There are, and especially here at the Sixers, I've found, because I didn't have to deal with this. So there's 2 accounts where it's just it feels like just random people keep tweet and Philly fans are really smart. They seem to ignore these sources. When I was stuck in, when I was in other places, those people were given some attention, but here they're ignored. I actually appreciate it. It feels like Philly fans are a little more discerning for the total fake nonsense Twitter accounts that are out there. So.
All right, before we let you go, What would be your breakfast sort of choice?
I don't eat breakfast anymore.
So you don't?
I'd be like, I unfortunately qualified for the vaccine early, and we all know what that means. Because one of the qualifiers is, your height-weight ratio isn't quite what it should be. So
we're going to get you in. We want to get you. We want to put out the invitation sometime for you to come by and just sit in with an hour with us. Just want to make sure that
I would absolutely love to do that. I appreciate you might think about feeding me. You don't need to.
Okay.
I avoid it now, and it's the only thing. It's one of the things that has kept me from, ballooning into.
We can bring a treadmill in. We can have a treadmill in studio. If you want.
Actually, I would do one of those walking desks. While I do it. And then
desk. Yes.
People would. I'm very breathy on the phone, so it'd be even worse. Like, people would think you're running an illicit, radio show.
Hey, we could do Daryl, Morey, or Love next time.
There you go.
We played this game before. How about this? How about Daryl? Our sales force, get on it right now. The Veridesk.
Yes.
You take it. If we can get you a Veridesk, you take it. So, Daryl, we
I don't
appreciate
know what I
it.
need. I don't do it enough. So, hey, thanks for having me on.
We appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Daryl.
Great to have Daryl Morey join us here in the Comcast Business Hotline.
That was cool.
Bounce forward. He's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I was surprised. He says around 80% from the reliable sources.
Which Woj, Shams, Mark Stein.
And 40 to 60%
in the windy category.
Yes.
He doesn't name names. I can name names. We all know what the top tier is. There's 3 guys.
Thanks to Parks Casino again. Download that Parks Casino Sportsbook app for the best in live in-game betting all tournament long. You got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I enjoy his candid nature of things.
Oh yeah, he's a guy. He's a beat writer's dream.
He absolutely is.
You could just tell from that.
Do you know too? Something stuck with me when he said, "When I was stuck, and he stopped himself. He stopped and said, "Well, I've been I was stuck up." When I was other
Houston?
places.
Yeah.
When I was other places.
Yeah.
And fans not being, he considers the fans here very discerning.
Which is good.
And I believe this is a discerning fan base. I hate it when people say the smartest fan base out there.
No, we're just not dumb.
I do believe this fan base has a BS detector.
Oh, absolutely.
That is better than a lot of.
If you're on Sixers Twitter during a day like yesterday, you can tell that people don't fall for crap.
So we can get that
for the most part.
I always enjoy when people like a Daryl Morey, a Doc Rivers. Like when Doc was in Boston and he used to come here and he and I talked about it. He's like, I love Philadelphia. He like being honest, going out of his way. Like I wouldn't ask, just saying, I love Philadelphia. It is such a cool town to come to. It's just different. And being all over the country, back in the day and going on different sports talk radio shows, it is amazing how much different for the better Philadelphia is.
Want to remind you that Natural Lawn of America usually brings you Anthony Gargano. You'll get him at the top of the hour when he comes in and just storms in here and just disrupts things and has fun with us. You can schedule the full service program from Natural Lawn of America and get free seeding every year and peace of mind. Call 800-FREE-SEED. It's Natural Lawn of America with greener grass and fewer weeds. Guaranteed. Looking forward to when Daryl Morey does join us.
Yeah.
When he does join us.
That'll be a lot of fun.
He seems like a cool dude.
Yes.
Look, he and Doc Rivers, they're our type of guys.
Yes.
They are our type of guys. And just watching Doc get interviewed at the end of the first quarter last night goes into why I said I liked him so much. Just nothing is over his head or too much for him at all.
Now the buyout market, that was promising.
Yeah, he was on the phone.
Buyout season.
There's going to be there's going to be an improvement in a Mike Scott.
That's what I was guessing.
Coming here.
Well,
it's either going to be a 4 or 5. Losing Bradley yesterday, you kind of maybe.
Honestly, if somebody's replacing Mike Scott, you don't need to say it's going to be an improvement over Mike Scott.
Yeah, 3 straight air balls last night.
Whoever they're bringing in.
Daryl's looking for a stretch 4.
Whoever they bring in will be an improvement over Mike Scott.
There's no doubt about it.
Who, for some reason, just is a cult figure because of that parking lot incident.
No, it was before the parking lot.
It was?
Yeah.
Before that?
Yeah.
What was he a cult figure about before
that?
The
emoji tattoos.
The emoji tattoos. He seemed like a fun dude. He was tough.
I think he's a fun dude.
He kind of fit the Philly mold, like all that stuff.
Some might say he was overhyped.
That would be a good use of it.
That's the walkout line. That's the walkout line.
Egan, leave. Go.
No, that's the walkout line. Bob ends the week, puts the big bow on it. We had a lot of fun this week, and we appreciate you so much. Anthony Gargano is live at Parks Casino, and he loves it when you come on by and just give him a big bear hug, if you can. So come on by and see Anthony.
I love it.
Hang out with Anthony and Chunas. It'll be a great show this afternoon. Hey, Coach, great week. Thank you, Pat Egan and Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch and John Kincade. We wonder, will you be back on Monday? We think you will. We hope you are here on the John Kincade Show. Make it a great weekend.
The John Kincade Show.
Sir, one more outburst, I will strangle you with my microphone wire. You understand me?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Today's John Kincade Show takeover is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. For the best in-game betting all tournament long. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Well, if you're planning on hiring a lawn care service, doesn't it make sense to hire a company that provides better results and is safer for your family and pets? That's why I chose Natural Lawn of America. That's my lawn care company. Natural Lawn provides homeowners with greener grass and fewer weeds using an exclusive organic-based lawn care product. Now, this isn't a cookie-cutter lawn care service. Natural Lawn tailors their applications to your lawn-specific needs. And their unique approach to lawn care has reduced chemical pesticide use by 85%, creating a safer lawn for your family and pets to enjoy. Locally owned and operated for more than 30 years right here in the Delaware Valley, I trust my lawn to Natural Lawn, and you should too. Get the results you want and the peace of mind you deserve. Take advantage of their limited time offer. Schedule Natural Lawn's full service program, and you'll get free seeding every year. That's right, free seeding every year.